Tonight, the Redskins meet the Eagles. Randall Cunningham has the Eagles soaring on offense, leading them to 3 straight victories, aided by the versatility of Herschel Walker. The recharged Eagles defense has been equally efficient. Redskins rookie quarterback Heath Shuler gets his second start tonight, but the Skins will need some special teams flair from Brian Mitchell to challenge the Eagles. The NFL on TNT is next. Welcome to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, and Veterans Stadium, where tonight 2 NFC East rivals, the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles, meet on TNT's Sunday Night Special. An intense rivalry in which 18 of the last 27 games have been decided by 7 points or less. Hi again, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. The Philadelphia Eagles have won 3 in a row, and they are coming off one of the most impressive wins in years, defeating San Francisco 40-8. They right now look like a playoff team and maybe playing as well as anybody in the NFL. The Redskins, on the other hand, were embarrassed last week, losing to Dallas 34-7, experiencing their worst offensive output in 33 years. And they come in tonight, surprisingly, with 9 straight losses against an NFC East opponent. With me is Pat Hayden, and Pat, in visiting with Rich Kotite, he talked about what a great win that was in San Francisco, but he said it's ancient history.
Well, it really was a big win for Philadelphia, but as Calvin Williams, the wide receiver, said, it was a big early season win for us. And in the NFL, it's an every week kind of business. And Rich Kotite also said to us yesterday, he goes, if we don't win tonight, that win over San Francisco last week means diddly. And for Washington, they're trying to forget last week as well, Gary. As you mentioned, they played awfully. And if they're going to win tonight, they have to do 2 things. They have to run the ball better. Now, Reggie Brooks will not play tonight because he's injured. Ricky Irvins will start. And the other thing is they can't turn the ball over early in this football game. They're not the kind of team that can overcome a lot of early mistakes.
Pat, we've known for years that Randall Cunningham is a superior talent. But this year he has a better supporting cast. He doesn't have to go out and do it all by himself anymore.
Yeah, and you know that he knows that. And he's using all his weapons, and he's got a lot more. He's off to another very good start, Randall Cunningham. As you see, the 7 touchdowns, only the 1 interceptions. We talk about all the weapons. You start with his wide receivers, Fred Barnett, Calvin Williams. You mix in a little bit of Mark Bavaro, a dash of Herschel Walker. But I think what has made Cunningham better, certainly last week, was the emergence of the running game. And this man right here, Charlie Garner, look at what he did last week in his first start for the Eagles. He'll start again tonight, and Charlie Garner gives Randall Cunningham a running back that can go 20, 30, 40 yards at a time.
Redskin quarterback Heath Shuler is the 3rd pick of the draft this year, the highest pick the Redskins have had in 30 years. He had his first start last week. In the first half, completed only 5 of 20 passes. He trailed at halftime 31-0. He's hoping start number 2, he has more success.
Well, I know all his teammates are hoping he has a lot more success. And the thing about him is what they have to do tonight is really give him a lot better protection than they did a week ago. He was sacked twice, but he was pressured all evening. You see the 1 interception. And I think we talked about the running game, that he's got to get that going. The other thing, Gary, Heath Shuler has to do, he has to be able to read this Eagle blitz. And I promise you, the Eagles are going to come after him. They're going to blitz him. And he's got to read that blitz. He's got to call the audible. He's got to throw the ball outside, I think, to Henry Ellard.
Through the years, the Redskins have taken great pride in their offensive line. They called them the Hogs, but they haven't been playing like the Hogs. They need to step up tonight and protect Heath.
Well, they didn't do a very good job last week, and Jim Lachey was embarrassed at left tackle. And so they've got to do a better job this week of protecting him and keeping people out of his face. But they're playing against a very good defensive line in the Eagles. This is a defensive line that really has changed over the years. Look what's happened. 1991, this was the #1 rated defense in the entire NFL. And it started with guys like Reggie White, Brown, and Pitts and Simmons. 2 years later, 93, a different front 4. And again, in 94, only Harmon is the returning starter. But if the Eagles are going to win tonight, it's going to start with that defensive line.
Rich Kotite, the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in his 4th year. That makes him the dean of the NFC East coaches. 29 wins in the first 3 years. That's the most for any Eagles coach. And miraculously, he's held this team together despite a siege of injuries and free agency losses. Calmer this year. He has a new owner in Jeffrey Lurie. He loves the chemistry of this Philadelphia team. Norv Turner, his counterpart. 42 years old. 3rd coach in 3 seasons for the Skins. He signed a 5-year contract after the last 3 years being the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. He's one of the best coaching minds in the business. And Troy Aikman, who was with him in Dallas, says that guys genuinely like to play for him. He has 27 new players this year. The kickoff will go to Brian Mitchell of the Redskins. And Mitchell will bring it out, still on his feet, to the 35, the 40, to the 50. Mitch Berger is over there. The man who kicked off and runs him out of bounds. We have an Eagle shaken up on the play back at the 40-yard line, but that ends up being a 69-yard kickoff return by Brian Mitchell, who leads the NFL in punt returns.
Okay, the one thing the Redskins have done well this year, Gary, is played very good special teams. Good wedge blocks. You see number 77 and 22 there. That's Wycheck and Johnson leading the way. And then there it was just Mitchell spinning and turning. I tell you, you start a game like that, and it can give a rookie quarterback a lot of confidence. They're in a great field position. They need to turn this into a score. I mean, he leads the NFL in all-purpose yards, punt returns, kickoffs, rushing yards, receiving yards. I mean, he's a dynamic player, particularly on special teams. It started with the wedge, a little spin move, and then the kicker brings him out. Okay, there's Rose, number 55 for the Eagles, and 55 for the Skins is Collins. He ties him up. He kind of bounces off, and a great job of Andre Collins, who's a starting linebacker playing special teams. And he was the one who really threw the key block for Mitchell.
The reason we have the delay is we have an Eagle that was shaken up on that kickoff. And Mitchell, that great spin move, and Norv Turner could not have scripted a start to a game any better than this. They're at the 33-yard line. We'll check the number just as soon as we can. It's Derek Oden, who is a second-year man out of Alabama, who they use a lot on special teams, being assisted from the field. And so Heath Schuler will have good field position. Last week in his first start, the first rookie to start for the Redskins since 1961. He's a cornerstone of Norv Turner's rebuilding process. He's a terrific athlete, powerful arm, quick release. And according to Norv Turner, he had a great week of practice, and he seemed to be a lot calmer this week as opposed to last week.
Yeah, he seemed pretty calm to me yesterday. And you know, the thing about Heath Schuler, or for any rookie quarterback, Gary, is that a running game is a rookie quarterback's best friend. And establishing that running game. What does that mean? That means guys breaking tackles, hitting the right hole, and when there's not a hole there, making your own hole. So if they're going to win, it's a running game that's going to have to set up Heath Schuler.
And they come in here 27th in the NFL in that department, and without Reggie Brooks, Ricky Irvin's starting instead. Henry Ellard goes in motion. This is Irvin's. Irvin's kind of a forgotten man last year. Doesn't get anything there. William Fuller was over there to make the stop. Heath Schuler's offensive core looks like this. Desmond Howard, the Heisman Trophy winner in 1991. They're looking for him to explode on the scene. You saw what Mitchell can do. Ellard, the all-time leading receiver for the Rams before coming over. Lachey, he's still battling back. Did not have a good game last week as Charles Haley drove him crazy, as did the Dallas Cowboys. Second down and 11, a loss of 1. Schuler with time, dumps it off incomplete. He had time, and Cedric Smith, who's been activated for this game, a fullback over the middle, could not hang on. Defensively, Philadelphia comes in here third in the NFL, and a lot of new faces. Fuller coming over from the Oilers. Townsend coming over from the Raiders. A year ago, Perry was cut loose by the Bears. Linebacking-wise, Bud Carson says that Byron Evans is the best middle linebacker in the NFL. And you could say that Eric Allen's as good as anybody playing that cornerback spot. Third and 11. Schuler with excellent protection, now breaking down, gets rid of the ball. He had time, and then pouring through was Andy Harmon. Harmon is playing with a fiberglass cast on a broken right thumb, still in the face of Heath Schuler. Fourth down.
Yeah, Gary, that was one I don't think Heath Schuler really should have scrambled on. I mean, that was one he could have stepped up into the pocket and delivered the ball to receiver. I mean, he got flushed out of there a little bit too early.
Number 3 punter in the NFC, Reggie Roby, standing to the 50. He's had 5 inside the 20, 1 touchback coming into this ball game. Jeff Seidner is back for Philadelphia. Roby trying to keep it in the field of play. Down there nicely, the Redskins, but they can't save it. It goes into the end zone. Excellent effort that time by Johnny Thomas, who they called a screamer on the special teams because he screams down the field, just could not field the ball. The touchback brings it to the 20.
Yeah, the game started with a great special teams play by the Redskins, but Thomas just can't get it done. That would have been a great break for the Redskins if he could have kept it in the field of play.
The NFL on TNT is brought to you by Coors Light. Reach for Coors Light, the silver bullet, and keep on moving. By Ryder's Jeans and Casual Wear, cut to make real people look real good. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Logo Athletic. Get real with authentic team apparel.
Hi, Elvira here, finding great horror movies for the Coors Light Flick or Treat giveaway.
Coors!
Huh? We're giving away 50,000 videos, like the giant Gila monster, the wasp woman, or the brain that wouldn't die. Don't just stand there. Look for me this Halloween in a shocking display of specially marked Coors packages with film clips inside that tell you if you won. The Coors Light Flick or Treat giveaway. It'll be a scream.
Well, the Redskins, in effect, have wasted a 69-yard kickoff return by Brian Mitchell. And so now, coming up with the football, Randall Cunningham, who's won the last 17 starts here in Veterans Stadium. Second time in 3 years coming back from a season-ending injury and playing with some confidence. Calvin Williams comes in motion, hand off to Charlie Garner, who was a sensation last week, and Garner picks up 5 yards to the 25. Well, Garner exploded on the scene last week in Candlestick Park. 16 carries, 111 yards. And this guy, the second-round draft pick out of Tennessee, was a college teammate of Heath Shuler's. Barnett, along with Williams, have come into the league the same time. They've been together 5 years, and they really know the talents of Randall Cunningham. And this offensive line is vastly improved. The best since Rich Kotite has been the head coach. They have 3 number-1 draft picks, including this year's Bernard Williams, and we'll talk more about him. He is a house. Second down and 4. Randall Cunningham on the far side. The completion is made for the first down. Calvin Williams, who had 9 catches for 122 yards last week, starts out like he did last week. Defensively, this Washington team has a lot of new faces. Tony Woods played for the Rams last year. They have the veteran Tim Johnson, who was hurt early in the year with a hamstring problem. Ken Harvey coming over from the Cardinals, along with Stowe. Both of them were starters last year for now the Arizona Cardinals. Carter had an interception last week, and Daryl Morrison, well, he's only in his second year. He's growing up fast at that free safety spot. Little confusion. Somebody doesn't know where to line up, and so Randall Cunningham is going to have to call for a time. That somebody was Maurice Johnson. He started. That's one of those places where you can't be inconspicuous, right?
I got it. You take it. You know, he was on the line. He was off the line. He was back on the line. I mean, there was some dancing going on there.
So they're going to back it up 5 yards.
That's it. Maurice Johnson, though, when they get those 2 tight ends going, Mark Bavaro and Maurice Johnson, they play that 2 tight ends with the 1 back. I mean, that's where Charlie Garner had all the big runs last week.
Herschel Walker now the lead back for Charlie Garner. Walker will appear a lot of places tonight. Randall Cunningham will dump it off to Garner. Garner had 1 catch last week for 28 yards, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage before he's tackled. And Tyrone Stowe over there to make the stop. Now, this guy was hurt in the second preseason game. He suffered a stress fracture of his upper rib, which is right under his shoulder, his right shoulder. They have special pads for him, and it was sore all week long. He did not get a lot of practice time.
Yeah, they're not going to hit him much during practice. None of that much of the contact stuff, and that may go on all year long, Gary, but that's okay. As long as he has that explosion on Sunday afternoon, Sunday nights, I mean, that's okay. He didn't need to practice much.
Second down and 10. There's a flag coming. Free play for Cunningham. And they're giving him a lot of time, and Bavaro dropped the ball.
Boy.
Mark Bavaro, who's playing so well for this team, dropped it at the 40-yard line. But as Pat mentioned, that penalty will go against Washington.
Yeah, free play, and Fred Barnett did the right thing. I mean, he went deep. Everybody knew they had a free play. He was double covered, but Barnett and Cunningham were on the same page.
Offside, number 94, defense. 5 yards, repeat, second down.
Now, we have seen this happen a lot this year. You know you have a free play. There's Barnett, and you don't slow down. You just keep on going. Didn't throw it to him because it was double coverage on him there, but he could have still given him a chance because it was an interception would have hurt him.
So the penalty now makes it 2nd down and 5. Cunningham giving off to Garner. Garner running behind that big offensive line, comes out of there, fighting for the first down and knocked out of bounds. That's one of the things about him. He hides behind that offensive line with his quickness. This offensive line, as Rich Kotite was telling us, is now given 2nd and 3rd efforts because they know he can bust one.
You're right. The left side of the offensive line, you know, Bernard Williams is 317 pounds. Anton Davis, 325. They like to run him behind the left side where he hides behind those guys that just pops out of nowhere. Remember those books, Where's Waldo? You're kind of trying to find a guy in a crowd. It's Where's Charlie Garner? I mean, he just comes out of nowhere, and he's right on top of you.
Where's Waldo? Did you ever find him?
Yeah, I did, actually, with my kids one night. Late. I had to stay up past midnight to find Waldo.
3rd down and a yard to go. Garner running right, flags everywhere. He's got the first down and some more as he's still on his feet. A remarkable run across the 50 to the 47-yard line. A 12-yard pickup, but penalty flags everywhere.
But remember, you talk about the offensive lineman, 2nd and 3rd effort, Gary. When you have a back that'll go against the Redskins, that gives you that kind of 2nd effort. Offensive linemen block harder.
12 men
wide receivers block harder.
For the defense. Penalty decline. First down.
Okay. They got 12 guys on the defense, and they still can't stop Charlie Garner. I mean, he should have been stopped right there by Bayless. Would have been a tough tackle. Good outside containment. And he runs through the arm tackle of Andre Collins, but he just never stops. I mean, he acts like he hasn't made the team yet.
So the first down run to the 47-yard line. Play action fake by Randall. Randall out the field, short of the mark. Tried to hit Calvin Williams at the 30-yard line. The one thing that the Redskins want to do, Pat, is if Randall Cunningham does start to ad-lib, run out of there, they want to force him to the left. They want to flush him left. But Randall's not running around as much as he used to.
No, you're right. We were talking to Zeke Bratkowski, the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, saying, hey, what Randall Cunningham is really doing well right now is getting back and throwing the ball on rhythm, as he did right there. It wasn't a good throw. There was a mix-up. But he's not running around much because he doesn't have to. He's smarter, and he's playing smarter.
2nd and 10. In the pocket again, and a rolling catch is made by Fred Barnett. Barnett was hurt in the same game last year as Randall Cunningham. They called it a massacre. On the 4th game, they lost 3 players, Barnett along with Cunningham and Jeff Seidner. Now they're indicating it was not a catch. One of the officials is waving it off, and you can hear the reaction from the crowd.
Well, have a look here at Fred Barnett. He's matched up one-on-one with Darrell Green. From that angle, he certainly caught it.
Play clock.
And that angle doesn't change my mind. That's a catch.
It sure is. Instead, it'll come back to a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I love the way Fred Barnett plays. He is as competitive, I think, a wide receiver as there is in the NFL. I mean, there's some great receivers out there, but when the ball's in the air, Fred Barnett will fight for it like nobody in the league. I mean, this guy really was after the ball.
Victor Bailey comes in, 3 wideouts on a 3rd and 10. They blitz Ken Harvey. Cunningham rolls away from it. A flag on the play. Complete to Barnett. Barnett stays on his feet inside the 30. So they saw the blitz coming from Harvey. They rolled away from it, completed the pass. 19-yard pickup on the play.
Yeah, we just talked about how smartly Randall Cunningham is playing. And, that, you know, Gary, that's just an example of it. We got a penalty against the Eagles, unfortunately, for the Eagles. But, I mean, he saw it. He read it. It was the perfect game plan call. The
illegal formation, offense, no eligible receiver on the line of scrimmage on the left side. 5 yards, repeat 3rd down.
They have the Redskins well scouted, Gary, because he called that audible, knew exactly where Ken Harvey was going to blitz from, and rolled away from Ken Harvey.
Well, they're having a trouble with that offensive line of scrimmage, aren't they? They don't know where to line guys up. That's twice now in this ball game that Zeke Bradkowski's offensive set has caused him a penalty.
These guys are so good. This is not an offensive line. This is a skyline. These guys are very, very large.
3rd and 15. Randall this time buying some time up the field, coming back trying to catch the ball, and not doing that is Herschel Walker. So they've had a couple of drops on this drive, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, but Gary, remember Ron Lynn, the defensive coordinator, the Redskins, saying when you flush Randall Cunningham, you want to flush him out the left. You don't want him going right, because that's where he's very, very dangerous. So if you flush him, and they changed the rush lanes to make him go left, they don't think he's nearly as effective throwing the ball to his left. Well, that was a perfect throw, but they forced a punt.
The sporadic Mitch Berger, a rookie out of Colorado, will punt the football to the leading punt returner in the NFL, Brian Mitchell. He gets it high. Mitchell calling for the fair catch and makes it at the 20-yard line. So the Redskins will have the football after that 32-yard punt. We have no score as Washington inherits the football for the 2nd time.
Blitz sale at Bennett Buick Pontiac. Buick, rated the industry's best value in IntelliChoice. At Bennett, you'll save on the all-new Riviera LeSabre, Century, Park Avenue, or Skylark from just $13,995. Or check out the new Pontiac Firebirds, Grand Prix, Grand Ams, and Bonnievilles with 4.8 financing for 48 months on select models. They're all on sale now at Bennett Buick Pontiac, Route 29, Palm Hereford, serving the area for over 65 years.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. When you think about Volkswagen, you think about great value and excellent performance. At North Penn Imports, you'll get Volkswagens at a great price, and with 5 acres of cars, you'll find a large selection. And here, every customer is treated like an NFL superstar. With Volkswagen's new lineup for '95, the hot-selling Jetta 3, the sporty Cabrio convertible, the all-new Passat, you're sure to find the one that's right for you. Take it from me, Merrill Reese, before you buy a car, visit the best. Visit my friends at North Penn Imports.
If you're looking for outdoor supplies and accessories, you'll find them at Edelman Sporting Goods. Edelman's has a huge selection of hunting, archery, fishing, and personal protection supplies in stock to meet all of your needs. At Edelman's, you'll find the most complete selection of firearms, optics, ammunition, and reloading supplies available, and all at affordable prices. Choose from these brand names that you've learned to trust. Edelman Sporting Goods, located right on Route 309 in Montgomeryville. Call us at 368-5551.
Well, we have a light drizzle here at Veterans Stadium as we are in this first quarter of play. 9:16 remaining. The Redskins have the football at the 20-yard line. We've been told that Derek Oden, who was hurt on the first play of the ball game, injured right hamstring. He will not return. So they'll miss his special teams play. From the 20, here come the Skins. Schuler, play action fake, pressure coming in his face. He completes it. The catch is made by Ethan Horton, the tight end. And Ethan Horton, who for the last 5 years played for the Raiders, advances the ball 20 yards out to the 40-yard line for the Redskins.
You know, when you think of Norv Turner's offense, you think of a lot of throws to the tight end and to the fullback. You know, Ethan Horton, they're hoping he's going to develop into that Jay Novacek type of tight end where they can dump the ball to him on first down. He could run with it after the catch as he did there, pick up a first down. They haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball to tight end and a fullback yet, but that may be a good start for him.
The offensive line looking a lot better than a week ago. Cedric Smith in motion, handoff to Ricky Irvins. Irvins playing in place of the injured Reggie Brooks. If you just joined us, Brooks is out after sustaining a muscle pull in his rib area and did not suit up for this ball game, so Irvins will get the brunt of the effort as William Perry made the stop.
Okay, one of the reasons, or actually two of the reasons I think the Redskins have had trouble running the ball this year, other than the New Orleans game, is they don't have a powerful lead blocker. I mean, they're hoping Cedric Smith can do that. And their tight end, Ethan Horton, although he's a good receiver, he's not a dominating blocker. And that is, those two factors, I think, have affected their running game. 2nd down, 6.
Ellard in motion. Schuler looking his way, and Ellard didn't see it. Incomplete. That time, some pressure up the middle. Andy Harmon was at Schuler's feet when he relieved the ball, and Norv Turner not happy about that development on that particular play, as now Schuler's 1 of 4 for 20 yards.
You know, they're going to move Henry Ellard. The Redskins are going to move Henry Ellard, who's their only real big play offensive guy on the field right now, around tonight. They're going to put him in motion. You'll see him here in motion. Put him in the slot a lot. They're trying to get a matchup with him and Mark McMillan. This time, though, Eric Allen had it. That's not the matchup they want.
Nobody wants to go against Eric Allen. 3rd down and 6. Schuler, protections there. The pass, and he threw it to Brian Mitchell. He was tangled up with Byron Evans. That was really an interesting play. Either Mitchell was decoying Evans or he didn't see the ball, because the hands really didn't get up there at all as he was trying to make the catch, and it brings up a 4th down.
It did not look like he was expecting it, but I want to say one thing. Byron Evans may be the best coverage middle linebacker in the NFL, because he had Mitchell very well covered.
It is raining harder now, you can tell, as Roby will go back and punt for the 2nd time. Seidner back for Philadelphia. Seidner backing up at the 10. And Seidner will get maybe 2 yards, and that's all. Philadelphia will start from the 12. We have no score. 7:56 to go in the first quarter. That was a 44-yard punt by Reggie Roby.
In business, there never seems to be enough of it. And the last thing you can afford to do is run out of it. Time. So rest assured, Delta Airlines will help you make the most of it. With over 4,900 flights a day to over 300 cities around the world. And best of all, we'll make sure you arrive relaxed and refreshed with plenty of time to spare. Delta Airlines.
There are many cars built safe enough, luxurious enough, and powerful enough to let you drive to the ends of the earth. But only one that makes you want to take the trip. Presenting the BMW 5 Series.
No score from the vet. Let's go down to the sideline now, and here's Kevin Kylie.
Thanks, Gary. When you look at Norv Turner's offense, one of the most productive positions is the tight end. Remember Novacek in Dallas. Well, Ethan Horton hasn't been catching a lot of balls. The reason they believe is because the quarterbacks for the Redskins have had trouble learning the offense, and they've been checking too quickly to the running backs, going to the first option, then to the running back, skipping over the tight end. What they'd like to accomplish tonight, try to get it to the tight end a little more.
Boy, Kevin, that's a good point, but there's not a lot of Jay Novaceks in the NFL.
Yeah, but, you know, they can get Ethan Horton going. You see what the Norv's tight ends that Norv Turner has done with a tight end. I mean, and with a young quarterback in particular, and the combination routes between a tight end and fullback, they ought to, his offense, they each ought to catch 30 or 40 passes.
They're going to mark this at the 13. Philadelphia with the football. No score. 7:56 left in the first quarter. Hand off to Garner. Garner, so quick. Look at that little burst as he brings it across the 15 out to the 18-yard line. Tyrone Stowe made the stop. Impressive running back, number 25. He was their second round pick this year out of the University of Tennessee. He's carried the ball 4 times now for 27 yards. The 6th week of the NFL season, and the Bills showed some gritty determination today in Orchard Park. And the Chargers are the only unbeaten team still in the NFL. They're 5-0. 2nd down, 4. Randall Cunningham looking far side, makes the connection, and that's a 1st down catch as Calvin Williams.
Does that ball get there quickly?
Looking at the rest of the action here in the NFL today, a lot of games being played way out west. The Jets had outstanding kicking from Nick Lowry, and the Broncos won a football game. Long time in coming. And Buddy Ryan didn't stop Emmitt Smith, and he didn't stop the Cowboys today.
They looked awfully good again, too.
Didn't they? 49ers came from behind in that ball game, and the Packers likewise.
Yeah. And they were down 17-3 at half, the Pack.
First down now at the 30. Cunningham going deep. Intended for Fred Barnett. And on the coverage was Darrell Green.
That was a pretty play all the way around. I mean, it was a good call, well executed by Randall Cunningham and Fred Barnett. And then Darrell Green, who kind of lulls you into thinking, sneaks you into believing that you have a receiver wide open. And at the last moment, without the interference, he'll knock it away. I mean, that is superb coverage by Darrell Green.
Looked like a ballet move.
Yeah.
Both of them floating through the air. Darrell Green still ran in the camp of 4.2440. Now that's slow for him.
I find it hard to believe.
I did too. Here is Garner again trying to go wide, and a lot of burgundy shirts are there. Kurt Covea, who did not play last week, was one of those on the stop, 54, as the Bears have won 3 in a row. Steve Walsh is undefeated as a starter for Chicago. We said the Falcons could be surprising.
Trying to get credit now, aren't you, Gary?
Well, yeah. Well, you said that too. I'm going to give you the same credit. Go ahead, pat yourself on the back.
No, that's just like you. Just like you, that's all.
Third down now, 11 yards to go. Being flushed out up the field. Calvin Williams makes the catch. Another athletic move by Randall Cunningham, a 34-yard completion on 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, but they flushed him out to the right, Gary. Remember, Ron Lynn was saying when we flush Randall Cunningham, we want him going to his left, not to his right. Ken Harvey on a stun inside just breaks through 2 guys. I mean, that's a heck of a rush by Harvey. But Cunningham threw a touchdown pass last week against San Francisco when he was throwing it to the right. And that's the thing about these Eagle receivers, Gary. You throw the ball up, and they're rebounders. They'll go up and get it.
They're competitive. 3 catches now for Williams for 52 yards. Able to take it to the 30. What was it Rich Kotite told us? He says, I think you establish the passing game first and then run it. There's a good example with Garner's run.
Yeah, the Eagles have the philosophy you throw the ball first, then you run it, you know. Okay, Randall Cunningham heads right. He looks like he's going to flush out to the right again. This time he hands it off to Charlie Garner. I mean, there's a lot of fast running backs in the National Football League, but his starting speed is extraordinary, and it makes the defense, I think, play catch up the whole play, Gary.
2nd down and 3. And he's able to get the first down to the 25-yard line. Well, he raised some eyebrows in camp. Then he got hurt. They had to wait for him. I don't think San Francisco knew who number 25 was. He scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, but they knew his name.
And he's off to a heck of a start here. And Kotite had him in the Senior Bowl. He said, I've never seen a running back that ran around faster than Charlie Garner. They got him in the 2nd round.
First down from the 25. Cunningham, bootleg, Sterling Palmer giving chase. Not there. He almost had the catch. Coming across was Calvin Williams. Could not quite hang on, but what a remarkable throw for a right-hander running left. He was on the button.
Yeah, you'd rather have him rolling to his right, but Sterling Palmer, number 97, really affected this play. Now, he didn't get to Randall Cunningham, but the play took a little bit too long as Sterling Palmer chased him deep. You see number 97 on the right of your screen. I mean, he was not fooled by the fake. Now he gets around him, but see, he has to go too deep, a little bit late. Gives the defensive back a chance to make a recovery. But a ball he still should have had for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was beautifully thrown. And now Randall's calling timeout on a 2nd down. That's the first timeout used by Philadelphia. Randall is throwing the ball so well. We talked at the start of this broadcast that he's not having to do everything by himself anymore, but he is playing with such confidence. Coming back from injuries 2 of the last 3 years. He thought he had 6, but it wasn't there. We'll be back in a moment.
an ordinary beer can, barely alive.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild it. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic can. Coors Light will be that can. Better than it was before. Taller, thinner, silver. Next on the Coors Light channel.
There are some tough birds in our division who love putting the ache to Aikman. And those people in Washington definitely believe in capital punishment. And even when things are going good, I remember there are still giants in New York. Do I think winning another Super Bowl is going to be easy? Get real.
Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Asphalt, gravel, mud, water. They'll eat just about anything. General Tires, original equipment on 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles and the 2 top selling pickups in America. General Tires. They eat the competition's lunch.
See a General Tire dealer near you for details on how to win a trip to the Super Bowl and the Pro Bowl.
With Kevin Kiley and Pat Hayden, I'm Gary Bender. Let's go down to Kevin on the sideline.
Gary and Pat, Darryl Green, the great All-Pro from the Redskins at corner, revered Richie Pettibone. And one of the reasons he revered Richie Pettibone as a defensive coordinator and head coach is because Richie let him guard the best receiver of the opposite team all over the field. Tonight he would be on Calvin Williams. Ron Lynn has him on the right side on Fred Barnett. Appears they're going the other way away from him.
Kevin, thank you. Stay dry down there, will you? 2nd down and 10. Setting up a screen to Herschel Walker. And Walker finally dragged down. And I'll tell you, Ken Harvey had a load as he tackled him. And he got those shoulders turned up the field. Advances the ball to the 21-yard line.
Well, you know, so far in this game, the Redskins, the one thing they've done is they've stayed in the ball game. I mean, last week, by about this point, the game was virtually over for them with all the turnovers. But they didn't convert their opening kickoff return into any points. And now Randall Cunningham on 3rd and 5. This is where Randall Cunningham can absolutely kill a defense because he can beat you about 3 different ways.
What an escape artist. 3rd down and 6 officially. Goes in motion. Randall being chased from behind by Leonard Marshall. He's going to take off to the 10, the 5, diving, touchdown!
Oh, he can kill you. He can kill you on 3rd downs. You know, Gary, I count at least 3 ways Randall Cunningham can beat you on 3rd downs. He can scramble as he did there. He can throw the ball with great accuracy as he did earlier in this drive. And then he's got really startling arm strength. I mean, I think he can fool defensive backs a lot on 3rd down.
Eddie Murray, who's just been outstanding, doing all the place kicking for Philadelphia, comes on. 10 plays, 87 yards, 20-yard touchdown run as Murray makes it a 7-0 game. We talked about how well this Eagles team is playing, maybe as well as anybody in the NFL, and one of the reasons is number 12, Randall Cunningham.
Well, we've already said it a couple times tonight. When he moves to his right, he's a lot more dangerous when he's running to his left. Now, early in the game, he threw a perfect pass going to his left. This time, he gets a kind of a nice little screen block by Barnett. And you've seen that a lot from Randall Cunningham. When he gets to about the 2 or 3 yard line, he starts soaring. You can see here, he flushes here. Barnett's going to pick up a little block here. Then all the way, he waves his guy off, and he knows he's going to bring this thing. First thing he sees is, hey, I've got the 1st down. It's 3rd and 6. Then as he gets inside the 10-yard line, he says, if I could just make it to the 3, I can jump it in. Now, I've seen Randall Cunningham dive in from 3 yards out probably 4 or 5 times.
Well, he's the all-time leading rusher among quarterbacks. And that's the reason, as you can see, what he has done thus far. And a lot of those have been airborne yards, as we just saw a moment ago. Remarkable, remarkable athlete. This Eagles team can keep this guy healthy.
Yeah, well,
this could be quite a football season.
That's why you hate to see him run like that. But, you know, and he is running, Zeke Bartkowski was saying, a lot more aggressively this year than he did early last year.
Yep.
And it's plays like that.
The confidence is coming back, and you have to really understand what he's fought back from. A knee injury, first game of the season. Last year went down with a broken leg in the 4th game. Eddie Murray kicking off. It's going to be Mitchell at a 69-yard return to start this game. Out to the 30 and fights his way to the 34. So now Washington reeling a little bit. They need to have some success. As Pat mentioned, the thing just fell apart last week in RFK Stadium. They were down 31-0 at half, and as I thought Norv Turner put it, it really wasn't a real test for this guy because Heath Schuler couldn't do very much. They were really hamstrung.
Well, Heath Schuler, Gary, is a work in progress. I mean, he's a guy that they're hoping is going to get better and better every week. And, you know, they kind of say, hey, you know, it took Troy Aikman in his rookie year. He was 0-11 as a starter. And they're hoping Heath Schuler can really come on week by week by week.
He's 1 of 5 for 20 yards. A blitz is coming. They pick it up. And a handoff to Irvins, and Ricky Irvins goes for 9 yards. Well, they did a good job picking up the blitz that time. Eventually, Greg Jackson made the stop.
That's what the Redskins have to do, Gary. They have to run the ball, they have to possess the ball, and they have to keep this game close. Again, a quarterback who's trying to find his way in the NFL and on this team. I mean, his teammates don't know enough about him yet either.
Boy, he was really impressive, though, coming in last night, visiting with him from the Smoky Mountain area of North Carolina.
Oh, he looked young. Didn't he look like he'd take out some
Well, he's only 22. Second down and a yard to go. And the first down run this time by the upback, the fullback, Cedric Smith. This guy's been cut twice this year by Washington, but they added him for his blocking ability. And as you can see here, he carried the ball effectively. First down to the 45.
That's just it. The Redskins are having 2 players fill the fullback role. I mean, what Norv Turner wants is a guy that can catch and block. And in Brian Mitchell at fullback, he's got a good receiver. And in Cedric Smith, he's got a blocker. But they have to use 2 different guys to fill the role.
In motion, Ricky Irvins. Irvins is able to fight his way to the 50, a pickup of 5. Greg Townsend made the stop. You know, Ricky Irvins last year was kind of a forgotten man. He reported late. He had some contract squabbles with Washington. That followed his rookie year when he was an all-NFC rookie. He led all the rookies in rushing. And you can see those numbers in 91, 680 yards. But they've diminished.
You know, he is a strong runner, real strong, good receiver, kind of a cutback runner. I mean, he can find a way here because the Redskins are looking for a tough inside runner. What they need are 3, 4, 5-yard runs. They're not looking for 30-yard runs.
Second down and 5. Handoff again to Ricky. This time he's belted backwards. He tried to go over the top, and Greg Townsend, the savvy player who played so many years for the Los Angeles Raiders, is there. There's Townsend. He is 5th all-time in sacks coming into this ball game tonight with 108.5. They move him inside when they get into their nickel pass rush and then put Bert Grossman outside.
You know, we talk about the lead blocker of the Washington Redskins. Number 37, Cedric Smith, comes into the hole. He doesn't really get anybody. There's nobody for him to pick up, or he should have picked up 2 guys to give Ricky Irvins a shot.
On a 3rd and 4, Schuler, and the catch is not made.
Yeah.
It's Brian Mitchell, the intended receiver. That brings us to the end of this first quarter. Heath Schuler now 1 of 6. Philadelphia with a 7-0 lead.
Authorized clearance Faulkner style. Some Ford dealers are short on inventory, but Faulkner Ford Mercury has 50 Windstars, 100 Escorts, 100 Taurus, 200 F-Series trucks, and lots of brand new Mercuries. Faulkner has over 500 new Fords and Mercuries in stock and on sale, and every one carries Faulkner's lowest price of the year. Get the selection you want, the savings you deserve, and find out why people drive over 100 miles to Faulkner Ford Mercury, Route 309 in Quakertown.
Both the new Chase Cash Builder Visa and the Discover card give you cash back. But only Cash Builder consistently gives you 1% back on purchases, 10% back on interest, is accepted at 11 million places, and has no annual fee. Once you've used Cash Builder, you'll see there's nothing left to discover. Call 1-800-CHASE to apply. Chase Manhattan. Profit from the experience.
In all my years of covering the NFL, I've found that to be number one, it takes a strong team of dedicated professionals with a commitment to excellence. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese, and I'm here visiting my good friends at North Penn Mazda, and to tell you about the winning line of Mazdas for '95. Like the new Millennia, or the totally redesigned Protege, or the 626 family sedan. With 5 acres of cars, trucks, and minivans in stock, you're sure to find the one that's right for you. Take it from me, Merrill Reese. Before you buy a car, visit the best. Visit my friends at North Penn Mazda.
Well, the rain has diminished here. From time to time, it's picked up in intensity. Now has subsided somewhat as we start this second quarter play. Pat Hayden, Kevin Kiley, Gary Bender from the Veterans Stadium, where Philadelphia, on a brilliant 20-yard scramble for a touchdown by Randall Cunningham, has a 7-0 lead. It'll be a replay you're going to see a lot this week.
Yeah.
On all the highlights and all the shows. Reggie Roby now punting for the 3rd time tonight. Gets this one very high. Seidner at the 10-yard line and makes a fair catch at the 12. You talk about hang time. He got that one up. That'll be a 37-yard punt by Roby. We're going to take a break. We'll step aside as we have a 7-0 lead in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The NFL on TNT is brought to you by GMC Truck, the strength of experience, and by Beck's Beer, the #1 imported German beer.
From across the seas, Beck's delivers the grand tradition and taste of the German art of brewing. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
For over 90 years, we've built a reputation for truck strength. Now we're adding a new dimension of even greater comfort. With the luxury of leather and a refined new interior, surrounded by all the strength you'd expect from GMC Truck, which may be the greatest comfort of all.
From across the seas, Beck's delivers the grand tradition and taste of the German art of brewing. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Eagles with a 7-0 lead. We said at the start of this broadcast how effective the Eagles have looked, and they're looking the same tonight.
Yeah, you know, they do it with such confidence. And we talked about Randall Cunningham using a lot of people. He's using all those guys now. Using wide receivers. He's using tight ends. Charlie Garner's run well for him. But the big scramble was a patented Randall Cunningham play.
Well, the NFC East has been very effective, and that brings us to our GMC leaderboard. We're going to document how effective they've been. The NFC East has produced 6 of the last 8 Super Bowl champs, including the last 4. And the West are represented by the 49ers.
And the AFC, well, they've had a tough time the last 10 years.
Here's a pitch to Garner, and Garner out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
No, Garner is impressing me with how strongly he's running, Gary. You know, he's not a big guy. He's 5'9", 181 pounds, but I mean, he has broken some tackles here in this first half. So he's not a little necessarily just a small scat back type. He caught a ball in the first quarter as well. So this guy, if he continues to develop, and these Eagles continue to play like they had, you know, they did last week, and they're starting to play tonight, this is a team that can contend, I think, for the NFC East title.
Philadelphia looking for their 4th win in a row. They'll play at Dallas next week, and that should shed some light on this division. On the 2nd and 5. Boy, what a burst by Garner. He was flying and was tripped up as he brings it out to the 22 by Tim Johnson. He just explodes off the mark.
Yeah, you know, he's a great option runner. I mean, you're not exactly sure where he's going to end up, but he's also decisive. When he sees something, he seizes it, he takes it. I mean, Andre Collins just kind of overran the play, and he found that little crease and almost picked up the first down.
Well, Garner played 2 years for the Vols of Tennessee. Before that, he was at Scottsdale Community College in Arizona. In one game, Pat, he carried the ball 47 times for 430 yards. Everywhere he's been successful. And Speaking of Mr. Garner, across the 30, he's got a first down, and the Redskins right now, they can't tackle him. That's a 12-yard pickup.
49ers couldn't tackle him either. I mean, it's kind of unusual to use a 181-pound back as a short yardage runner, but Charlie Garner, as we talked, is breaking some tackles. Good lead block by number 32, James Joseph, right there. Morrison kind of spins out of it, but was disoriented by the big hit by James Joseph. But that is a very good short yardage play and a run. Started by the block by James Joseph.
First down now to the 33. Cunningham scrambling around and goes down. This time the Redskins put some heat on. First was Tony Woods, and then Sterling Palmer eventually got there. But they had three different directions of which they were coming, and they're going to lose yardage back to the 30-yard line. Going to bring up a second down now, and still 12 yards to go.
Just kind of forced him left a little bit that time. You know, the Redskins have had some problems offensively, but their defense has not played that badly, Gary. I mean, they were put in some uncomfortable positions last week against Dallas because of turnovers, but the defense has been the stronger part of this team.
Walker and Garner in the backfield. Cunningham over the middle, and the completion is made. Bavaro, who dropped one earlier, didn't drop this one. That's a first down catch just short of the 45-yard line. A 15-yard grab by a guy who at one time doctor said would never play again. He had to have a bone graft on his knees. But they say this is the best he's looked physically in a long time.
Well, he may not be the best player, the player that he was a few years ago with the Giants, Gary, but he can still catch the ball. I mean, he still has a great pair of hands, catches the ball in traffic. That time it was open, just kind of stopped in a little soft spot.
Rain picking up a little bit in intensity as we have a first down at the 45. Garner getting a block from Herschel Walker, but good penetration that time by Andre Collins. Collins, who's had 100-plus year tackle-wise the last 3 seasons. Not very big, but very active.
You know what you like about Andre Collins? You talk about all the tackles. I mean, this guy's not into self-promotion. You know, after he makes a tackle, he gets back in the huddle like, you know, I expected to make that tackle.
You know, if you're one of 19 children, and he was a 12th, how could you self-promote yourself?
No, that's exactly right. But they use him a little bit like, Junior Seau in San Diego. Plays that kind of the weak side linebacker and just chases down runners.
Second down and 11. Cunningham to Herschel Walker, and Walker will be tackled at the 50-yard line. One thing that Rich Kotite told us about number 34 is that he is so unselfish. He's playing so many positions. He says, I just want to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you're right. He may be the most unselfish star, if you will, that I've known. And he plays on special teams. He's on the punt team. I mean, he'll play wide receiver for him. He'll be a lead blocker if you ask him to him. I mean, he hasn't been necessarily a dynamic runner for them, but he's been a very versatile player.
4 or 5 on third down. You saw that graphic? Third down here and 5. Cunningham complete to Barnett. Barnett fighting for the first down. He makes his first catch of the night, and he got the first down.
Now, most receivers, the rule is you don't throw the ball on third down short of the markers, Gary, unless you have a guy like Fred Barnett, number 86, there in motion. You'll see where the first down marker is. I mean, he's not anywhere near it, but he knows exactly where he has to get. You saw his eyes glance over where the first down marker was. And sometimes with a guy like Barnett, you have enough confidence in him. You say, hey, I'm going to throw it to him 3 or 4 yards short of the marker and then let him do the rest.
And he did exactly that. First down now at the 45 of Washington. Maurice Johnson's in motion. Cunningham hits the tight end. And Maurice Johnson tackled short of the 40-yard line. This is a guy that you don't hear a lot about, Maurice Johnson. He and Bavaro are very, very quiet. They're very good friends, but 2 very solid tight ends for the Philadelphia Eagles. Going to mark the ball just short of the 40-yard line. Bring up a second down and 6 yards to go. 7-0. The Eagles scoring on a 20-yard run by Randall Cunningham at the 2:46 mark of the first quarter. And Randall now telling Calvin Williams, get over here. He's pointing. And 3 seconds on the play clock to Garner. Garner runs into a burgundy and gold uniform represented by Tim Johnson.
Actually, I think he ran into his own guy, Maurice Johnson, too. There was not, I mean, that was a run to darkness play. I mean, there was no light over there on the left side that time.
That has a catchy title. You could put that in a movie or a book or something.
I'm going to move to Green Bay and come out with Run to Darkness.
Oh, my. Third down now, and 9 yards to go.
Okay, remember last time Randall Cunningham really hurt him was a 3rd and 6, but this is kind of his down. This is where the Redskins have to keep him in the pocket.
James Joseph, the single running back. Cunningham knocked from behind by Ken Harvey. Are they going to rule incomplete? They are. Ken Harvey coming from the backside. He's the guy that's put all the heat on this year. He came in here with 3.5 sacks, was able to reach in and deflect that pass attempt by Randall Cunningham.
And number 57 comes from the backside right there. Man, I'm not so sure that wasn't a fumble, Gary. I mean, Ken Harvey has been the big play on the Redskins defense. Ellard's been the guy on offense, and Harvey's been the guy on defense. No, I'll amend that statement. His arm was going forward.
First attorney I've ever known to do that. Here's a punt now to Brian Mitchell, and the ball's bouncing back up the field. They'll down it at the 15-yard line.
You might get billed for the amendment, but
the clock is always running, folks. 28-yard punt that time. Washington will have the football, trailing 7-0.
This season, get ready for double coverage. The NBA jams on TNT Tuesdays and Fridays, and slams on TBS on Thursdays. It's TBS and TNT, the ultimate double team. Season begins.
Of 94, what a nightmare. This winter, do yourself and your family a favor. Get a quality GMC truck from your Lehigh Valley Pocono GMC truck dealer. GMC trucks make winter driving a dream with trucks to fit any family and lifestyle. From spacious safari vans, multi-purpose Sonoma and Sierra pickups, to the sensational new Jimmy 4x4 sport utility vehicle. So when winter demands more than a car, get a truck from your Lehigh Valley Pocono GMC truck dealer. KC GMC in Quakertown, Dibert in Allentown, Faulkner in Bethlehem, Star in Easton, and Abelhoff in Stroudsburg.
Wait a minute, you invited everyone over Sunday. You cook.
Me? Cook?
That's true. Let's try the Hickory Pit in the North Wales train station. I've read about their award-winning ribs, wings, and takeout.
Plus, I hear their shredded pork and barbecue chicken are great.
Here's the keys. Let's eat there tonight and get a takeout menu.
For homemade barbecue and fixins in a 19th century train station or 20-minute takeout or catering, try the Hickory Pit.
Come give us a try. But hide your remote first.
It's a huge price blitz sale at Bennett Buick Pontiac. Buick, rated the industry's best value in IntelliChoice. At Bennett, you'll save on the all-new Riviera LeSabre, Century, Park Avenue, or Skylark from just $13,995. Or check out the new Pontiac Firebirds, Grand Prix, Grand Ams, and Bonnevilles with 4.8 financing for 48 months on select models. They're all on sale now at Bennett Buick Pontiac, Route 29, Palm Hereford, serving the area for over 65 years.
Philadelphia, they 7-0 lead. Our next game comes up Thursday from the Astrodome. The Houston Oilers playing host to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are 4-1. They're in first place in the AFC Central Division. They've won 3 in a row, and they're trying to win 4 straight for the first time under Bill Belichick.
Yeah, you know, the Browns have won this year, Gary, with a lot of big plays. 3 plays of 85 yards or longer.
And Eric Metcalf is responsible for a lot of that. First down for the 15. He's shooter. Needs to get something going. Sets up a screen. It's complete. But nothing developed there. Very good reaction that time. 53, Bill Romanowski over to make the stop. Just nothing was able to develop on that play. The Eagles, sensing that was coming.
Yeah, Bill Romanowski is the guy who came in and replaced Seth Joyner. He's done a great job.
Let me just mention tonight's Pennzoil scoreboard is flashing in front of you right now. Bledsoe didn't have enough 321 yards. They still lost in that football game. 2nd and 11 after that short-circuited screen. Ethan Horton, the tight end, in motion. He should have play action. He's going to be sacked at the 5-yard line. Pouring through is Romanowski. This guy replacing Seth Joyner, who left to go to Arizona. And as the coaches were telling us, he's got a lot of football left in him. That's a 9-yard loss.
You know, back-to-back plays. Number 53 right there in the top of the screen. The play before, he stops a pass, a screen pass. This time he just bull rushes right through Brian Mitchell and makes the sack. But anytime a linebacker is matched up with a back, Gary, you know, you lick your chops. That's one a linebacker should win. You need a big body blocking Bill Romanowski. He's gonna sack the quarterback.
Third down, 19 yards to go. Schuler giving off, trying to get it out of there. Very conservative call. William Thomas stops Ricky Urbans. Urbans gets across the 5 to the 6. It brings up fourth down. There is a penalty flag. Ed Simmons, the big offensive tackle, being pushed back by referee Gordon McCarter.
You know, we saw two great plays by Romanowski, Gary. You know, you mentioned him replacing Seth Joyner.
Offside, number 69 defense lined up in a neutral zone. 5 yards, repeat the down.
You know, Bud Carson was talking about Romanowski, saying, you know, we're asking him to do a lot different scheme, play a different scheme that he played in San Francisco, but he has responded. We're asking him to play a lot more man-for-man defense, to blitz a little bit more, and you see what he did there in the blitz.
You don't think he didn't enjoy last week in Candlestick, too, going back and beating his former teammates. Bud Carson, the 63-year-old genius, and I'm not saying that derisively at all. What a defensive coordinator this guy is. He had the steel curtain in Pittsburgh in 91, the top-ranked defense in the NFL. So the penalty keeps this drive going. Third down now and 14. Double pumping, and the ball is incomplete. Trying to make the catch was Titus Winans, a rookie out of Fresno State. So they're going to end up punting the ball after all.
You know, Reggie Roby's had an active night tonight. He likes to keep track of time. He's got the only player in the NFL with wears the watch. Likes to measure his hang time. He's never late for meetings. Got the hang time, but he actually uses that watch. He was telling me before the game, he uses that. You okay? Uses that watch really to time things for their special teams coach.
We go to all ends to get all the stories. Here's Roby now with a very fine punt to Seidner. He doesn't fair catch it, and he's nailed immediately. That is the guy we're talking about, Johnny Thomas, who is down there quickly. A 50-yard punt, and Thomas, who is superb in special teams play, dropped him in his tracks at the 39-yard line.
The choices we make in life add up to define who we are, how we live, how our children will live, and what our lives will mean to others. So while the kind of suit you buy won't change the world, it is one of those choices. Hart Schaffner and Marks, for the quality of your life. Available at a fine store near you.
At GMC Truck, we've built a reputation for truck strengths. A considerable advantage. It also comes in this handy take-home size. Sierra from GMC Truck.
Jesus, 903.
7-0. The Eagles leading the Redskins, and this overhead shot courtesy of the Goodyear blimp, Stars and Stripes, based in Pompano Beach, Florida. At the controls, Captain Larry Chambers from Lighthouse Point, Florida. And down below from that shot, here's Kevin Kiley.
Yeah, well, the rain has stopped, Gary. When you talk about the old Eagle defense, Buddy Ryan's defense, they talk about how well they got along. Well, almost to a man in this new defense, led by Bud Carson, they talk about how when they interviewed new people, Greg Townsend and William Fuller, they were looking for personalities that matched. And all the players on the defense say the same thing. Hey, we get along, we like each other, and that's a big part of why we play great defense.
Now, Kevin, if it's quit raining, why do you have the umbrella?
Because it might start again.
Good answer. I just wanted to know. From the 39-yard line now, first down for Philadelphia with a 7-0 lead. Cunningham to Herschel Walker. Walker to the 45 and very close to the first down. Darrell Green over there to make the stop. Walker this year, you might recall, had a 93-yard pass completion against the Giants in the first game this year. He's playing tight end, H-back, blocking back, tailback. He's done it all.
And again, why Randall Cunningham feels like he doesn't have to do it himself, Gary. I know a dash of Herschel Walker, a throw to Mark Bavaro, use Calvin Williams, Fred Barnett, Charlie Garner. He's using it all.
Great recipe to me.
It is.
Second down and a yard to go. Here's Garner again, fighting his way for the first down. I don't know if he got it. That was Tyrone Stowe, number 90, the middle linebacker, who last year was the starting middle linebacker for this Arizona Cardinals team. He's since been replaced because of the salary cap, and Eric Hill inherited that spot.
The defensive line, we talk about the Redskin defense is doing a pretty good job. The defensive line really plays right here. They're almost in the Eagle backfield, so they're doing their job. And when they do that, it allows a linebacker like Stowe, number 90, to take on a tackle. He just buried the tackle, the guard there, excuse me, Anton Davis, and made the tackle.
They didn't get the first down. It's third down, less than a yard.
That was a pretty good play by Tyrone Stowe.
Pitch to Garner. Garner skips forward. What quickness he has as he brings it to the 45. First down. Stowe again making the stop. And Garner is just wearing out this Washington team. 14 carries now, 62 yards.
You don't see many NFL teams run the ball wide with success. The Eagles, the last 2 weeks with Charlie Gardner, have done that, Gary. They run the ball wide. And if you think about this Eagle team with Randall Cunningham scrambling, Charlie Gardner running wide, and the two outside guys, this may be one of the best outside teams in the NFL.
First down from the 45. Play action. Cunningham, and it's intercepted. That is Andre Collins, and the veteran brings the ball back to the 37. Now maybe that will give the Redskins a point to build from. And now we have a penalty flag thrown further up the field.
Now Cunningham was trying to get that ball into Charlie Garner. I mean, and he had him open, but Andre Collins just got in the throwing lane, read his eyes, and stepped in the throwing lane.
Here comes the explanation of the flag. Considerable distance from where the play ended.
Personal foul, face mask number 74, when he was the offense. It happened after the interception. Washington will keep the ball 15 yards, first down.
That's Bernard Williams, their first-round draft pick out of Georgia. But you heard the explanation. It still will be Washington's football.
Let's go back to the interception of Randall Cunningham. First of all, he's going to fake here. He's trying to get the ball right up down the seam to Charlie Garner. But you're going to watch the linebackers right here read him the whole way. And that's Andre Collins. Goes for the play fake, but then drops back. Was fooled early, but then recovered. Now you talk about defensive backs recovery speed. Andre Collins had some recovery speed there.
That's his second interception of the season. Hand off to Ricky Irvins. Irvins with a flag thrown, bounces to the 40. There's some of that quickness that you used to see a lot from Ricky Irvins, playing in place of the injured Brooks, but it's going to come back. It's holding against Washington.
Well, and that was the kind of first down play the Redskins needed, Gary. You know, coming into that play, they've been averaging less than 3 yards a carry rushing the ball, and the Philadelphia is almost averaging 6 yards a carry.
Holding, number 89 offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
That's Ethan Horton, the tight end. Coming up, the Fruit of the Loom halftime report. We'll take you to our Atlanta studios. Ernie Johnson will have scores and highlights. Then our stadium show crew, Bob Neal, Kevin Kiley, and Lawrence Taylor. LT will discuss the first half of this game. And they're staying dry down there. Don't even have the umbrellas out anymore. First down and 20 after the hold. Shooter going up top. He's got a man wide open. Ellard can't get it.
Oh, yeah, there's a pass.
And there's the penalty flag coming. Ellard had really gone right by Mark McMillan. The ball a little underthrown. He had to wait on it, and then McMillan made the contact.
You know, you learn a lot about a rookie quarterback under duress and under the blitz, Gary. And I'm going to tell you, Heath Schuler that time hung in there. He had the matchup he
Pass
wanted.
interference.
Ellard,
29
here's the blitz. The blitz came up the middle, defensive line, but he hung in there. There's Byron Evans, number 56, delivered the ball and had the matchup he wanted. They want Henry Ellard matched up against Mark McMillan, not Eric Allen. He runs right through him. That's going to be a first down, the first big play, offensive play for the Redskins tonight.
That ends up being a 46-yard penalty and moves the ball to the 12-yard line, and the Skins trying to tie this one up. Desmond Howard comes in motion and reverse to Ellard. He fumbled it. He's still fumbling it. Who's got it? They pile up outside at the 35, and the Eagles say they've got it, and they do.
Well, you know those bloopers they show every now and then in the NFL? This one is going to make it. And if you're a Redskin fan, it's a shame because they had something set up. They had something good to set up with a reverse to Henry Ellard. Get a handle on that thing.
If a Mercedes-Benz E-Class is something you'd like to drive, no one can help you more than your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Peruzzi Toyota is having a September explosion of savings. Peruzzi Toyota's 94 closeout means you save hundreds, maybe thousands, on all Toyota cars and trucks in stock. Like 94 Camrys and Corollas, 4x4s, top T100s, and the popular Toyota 4Runner. All clearance priced and ready to move out now. Peruzzi Toyota's September explosion of savings means unheard of deals to close out all remaining 94s in stock. Only at Peruzzi Toyota, Route 309 in Hatfield, 4 miles north of the Montgomery Mall, 8 miles south of Quakertown.
Time is money.
We needed to get this house done and needed it quick.
At Carpeteria's 18-hour sale, you'll save both. Get the best selection on everything to cover your floors and windows with no payments or interest till next fall. Everything's on sale, even DuPont Stainmaster Plus carpets made of premium DuPont fibers.
So I went to Carpeteria and I was able to get everything done in one store.
Carpeteria's 18-hour sale. So much on sale, so little time to save.
Gary, let's go back to the fumbled reverse. This fumble is really on Heath Schuler. Watch, he's going to toss the ball to Ellard. Instead of putting in his chance on his numbers for him to be able to grab it, he kind of tossed it to him, and it bounced right off Ellard's chest, but that fumble's not on Ellard.
16 turnovers this year for the Redskins. They were last in the NFL coming in here with a -10, and that didn't help their cause. That pass completed to Herschel Walker, bringing it out to the 41-yard line. So it was Mike Flores who'll be credited with the fumble recovery. Now, you'd think turnovers don't make a difference in your record?
Well, remember 1991, that was the Super Bowl year for the Redskins. Record is 14-2. You see what's happened over the years. Now -10, last in the NFL at 1-4, and that turnover right there killed them. They could have tied this game up right before halftime. 2nd and 6 now for Philadelphia. Garner, nice change of direction, and he's tripped up by Govea, or he might have run for a long ways. Kurt Govea did a good job of staying at home, Gary, because Charlie Garner can be a cutback runner. Has been kind of a sweep runner tonight, but he can cut back, and a cutback runner forces your backside to stay home, backside players. It also means you're not going to have as many guys around the ball carrier because you're staying at home.
Govea was out last week because of broken ribs coming back, and you can see the Eagles moving the ball effectively, 190 yards on the ground, and Garner is the reason. They're going to measure to see if he got the first down.
Yeah, in that offensive line. I mean, Bernard Williams and Anton Davis on the left side in particular.
You know, this Philadelphia offensive line has struggled for so long, so they decided to move people around, get their 5 best players. For instance, Anton Davis was the starting right tackle. He's now the left guard. They have made those switches. Yeah. They've got 3 #1 picks up front, and they are huge. Their guards alone, between the 2 guards, weigh 630 pounds.
Whew. What's that average?
Let me see. Let me write this down.
But, you know, and the left tackle, Bernard Williams, their #1 draft pick, when they drafted him on draft day, they said, "You're my starting left tackle." And he's played every play for him in left tackle.
3rd and inches. Brian O'Neill, the rookie out of Penn State, is the H-back. Cunningham will sneak it and appears to have it. So we are approaching the 2-minute warning here. 2:22 left in this first half. Philadelphia has 2 timeouts left. Washington has all 3 of theirs. Rich Kotite, who gave you one of the biggest cigars yesterday I've ever seen. If you smoke that, I'll never see you again.
I know, the size of Bernard Williams' arm. It was that long. Big wingspan on that thing.
We've got the 2-minute warning. We'll be back.
I'm going to light it up right now on you.
Oh, you don't dare do that. Downtown Philadelphia, where the Eagles lead it 7-0.
From across the seas, Beck's delivers the grand tradition and taste of the German art of brewing. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Along with all the strengths of a GMC truck, the new Jimmy also offers a premium smooth suspension. No shakes, no jolts. It might just be the perfect way to start your day. The all-new Jimmy. Drive it at your GMC truck dealer.
From across the seas, Beck's delivers the grand tradition and taste of the German art of brewing. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Tomorrow night on TNT, on the land, on the sea, and in the air.
It's the whole damn roof off a Colonel!
TNT takes you to dangerous places where only the bold would go.
Up and at 'em, you heroes! Ha! Ha!
Harrison Ford, Gregory Peck, Richard Widmark. 2 nights of adventure. Begins tomorrow night on TNT.
Eagles leading at 7-0. Washington has really hurt themselves tonight. They wasted a 69-yard kickoff return to start the game. Fumbled the ball moments earlier after he picked up a first down in the red zone. By the way, we've been told that Mark Bavaro is back into the ball game. He had left for a while. He had dislocated his ring finger. He's taped it, and number 84 is in there.
You know, he dislocates his ring finger, just tapes a little aspirin on the thing, and comes right back in.
Philadelphia 2 timeouts. First down at their own 49. And Cunningham is going for the whole bundle right here. It's up intended for Barnett. Darryl Green defending on the play.
That's twice we've seen that matchup on the deep throw. I mean, Darryl Green in his 12th year still getting tested to see if the speed is still there. And twice he's responded. We talked about how Randall Cunningham can beat you a couple different ways, and he has extraordinary arm strength. I mean, most times when you throw a go pattern, the receiver's not this far down the field when you release it.
Green was staying
position
with him, wasn't he, all the way?
Yeah, and he had him in perfect position.
You know, Green in his career has 3 interceptions of Randall Cunningham, looking for his first this season. Second down 10, intended for Barnett, and that time Cunningham was decked by Ken Harvey.
Ken Harvey has played hard this first half for the Redskins. I mean, he's kind of an unusual guy in the sense that Ken Harvey can give you big, spectacular sacks, but plays consistent run defense on first and second down. You know, a lot of sackers can't play like that. Good line stunt. You know, you keep charging, you keep moving, you keep your legs moving. I mean, what Harvey has done twice tonight, Gary, is just kind of break in between 2 blockers and hit Cunningham.
Third down and 10. Cunningham over the middle. The catch is made by Barnett. Barnett fighting for more yardage. He's to the 30. He'll get out of bounds and stop the clock with a minute 35 left in the half. A 23-yard run, and Barnett, remember now, blew his knee out in the 4th game last season. He wears a brace in practice, but he has come all the way back from that injury.
Fred Barnett is a big play waiting to happen. And this is Randall Cunningham. He is very nonchalant about things. Just takes a little time. I'll button up the chin strap. Throws it with real calm, and this guy is very relaxed and also very, very accurate. But you know, every time you watch Barnett run out, I mean, he's 20 yards about to happen. Anytime you give him a chance.
23-yard gain, and now we're going to have a timeout call by Philadelphia, so they'll have one remaining. We're going to headline what's coming up with the halftime, the Fruit of the Loom halftime report with our crew down below and Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. And here they are, the Chargers 5-0.
Come in.
And Thurman Thomas, 4th straight game over 100 yards rushing. And the 49ers did bounce back. I thought it was interesting. They got down early in that ball game.
Yeah, they were down 14-0.
So they'll be discussing, dissecting, whatever you do
what else they
at the halftime, the Fruit of the Loom halftime. What we have now is a first down at the 28 of Washington. They're obviously within field goal range. And they have one timeout remaining, 1:35 left. Check that. That was Washington that called the timeout, not Philadelphia. So both have 2 timeouts each.
And we were talking to Darryl Green yesterday, and he was saying that the receivers have changed in the NFL, and these 2 receivers for Philadelphia really exemplified that. He said these guys are just so competitive. I mean, they're not great route runners. Nobody in the NFL is anymore. But you throw the ball up, they're like rebounders. They're going to go up and just grab it away from you.
Herschel Walker comes in motion. Fake to Jim Joseph. Near side. On, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Andre Collins made the stop.
Herschel Walker is a versatile guy. I mean, he goes in motion first. It's going to be a screenplay to him. Makes a block on the defensive end, then slips out, makes the catch. But it was a hustling Leonard Marshall and old number 55, Andre Collins, who put the stop on it.
Their offensive MVP from a year ago. Herschel Walker, 2nd down now. Long 6. Backside, Harvey's coming. He strips the ball from him. And the Redskins looked like Dexter Nottage had it for a moment. Let's see who ended up with it.
Oh, no, it looks like an Eagle.
Yeah, the Eagle got it.
Yeah.
But what a play by Ken Harvey again. He came around and just took that away from Randall Cunningham. And then the recovery is made by Lester Holmes, 73.
What Ken Harvey does is all the pass rushers, the good pass rushers today do, is once they get close, they're thinking turnover. It's not just a sack. Get the hands out, get the ball separated from the quarterback, and then start scrambling.
Nottage needs to practice his fumble recovery.
Yeah. But he'll come from the left side, Ken Harvey, who's had a very good first half. I mean, he really wasn't interested in sacking Randall Cunningham at all. He was interested in a turnover. He nearly had one.
So Philadelphia does burn out another timeout. They have 1 remaining. They play now will start from the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 15 with 1:16 left in this first half.
Now they're already, right now, they're already in field goal range. So unless Randall Cunningham gets sacked, they should have a decent opportunity for a field goal.
It'll be about a 51-yarder.
Yeah. All right.
To go back to Ken Harvey, you talk about a guy who plays hard. He came back from a severe knee injury when he played in Arizona. His motor's always going.
Yeah.
He has been the one guy that's caused Philadelphia some difficulty.
Yeah, and it's not just on the pass downs, Gary. He plays hard in the run downs too.
Third and 15 for Randall. Finds some time into the corner. Victor Bailey. That'll stop the clock with 1:05. Tom Carter defending on the play.
I'll tell you, but for a kind of a big run by Randall Cunningham and 68 yards by Charlie Garner, this Washington Redskins defense has played pretty well.
Well, I tell you, another thing they've done pretty well. He's got some great kicking from Eddie Murray. You just saw him on the sideline. He hasn't missed this year. He's 9 of 9. 38-year-old Eddie Murray, who spent so many years with the Lions. Last year kicked for the world champion Dallas Cowboys.
Now they're going for it here.
Yep, fourth down. 4th down and 15. Forget all that field goal information.
They're in field goal range. I don't understand why they wouldn't kick the field goal.
So on 4th down and 15, Randall gets rid of it and completes it to James Joseph. Joseph diving does not get the first down. He's about a yard short. A 13-yard pickup on the play, and Washington will get the football.
Gary, I have to be honest. I'm surprised they didn't attempt a field goal. Yeah, it would have been a 50-yarder. Maybe they just don't feel like Murray has that leg to get it 50 yards. Now, good pressure here. A hustling Tim Johnson forces Cunningham to throw the ball well short of the marker.
Well, Murray's long this year was 41 yards. So they decided to go for it, did not get it. Washington has it at the 20-yard line.
His career long, though, is 54. I'm surprised they didn't give him a chance.
It might have been 10 years ago.
Maybe.
Heath Schuler to Irvins. Ricky Irvins able to pick up 3, maybe 4 yards. Byron Evans made the stop.
Well, they may not be confident with his leg now, but you see 20, 50-plus yard field goals.
Heath Schuler coming out throwing, and he completes it to Ellard. Henry Ellard makes a rolling catch at the 44. Washington has 2 timeouts remaining. 21-yard gain on the play. That is Ellard's first catch of the night.
You know, because Washington continues to ignore Desmond Howard, the Eagles have put Eric Allen on Henry Ellard because they're not throwing the ball to Desmond Howard again.
As you could no doubt hear in the background, the Redskins use a timeout. They have 1 left. So from the 45 is where the Skins will have it, trailing in this game 7-0. You know, for as much adversity as Norv Turner and the Redskins have endured here tonight, they're still only down 7 points.
Well, you know, other than the Dallas game, they've been in every game, certainly at halftime. You know, they beat New Orleans because they ran the ball well. And there's a kicker that's Chip Lomiller that's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, that's
an understatement.
Yeah, he's on a little shaky ground right now. He is 4 of 7. And they brought some field goal kickers in during one of their bye weeks to look at everyone. They feel like the last 2 weeks, though, he's kicked the ball much better in practice.
Well, his career long is 56 yards. That means they'd have to get to the 39-yard line.
Schuler over the top. Desmond Howard makes the catch. And Howard takes it to the 27-yard line. 21 seconds left. 28-yard pickup on the play. Again, they have 1 timeout remaining. They're going to kill it right here. 12 seconds, and he does. He stops it at 11.
A good play by Heath Schuler. First on the throw, finding the guy. And we were just talking about, hey, they've put Eric Allen one-on-one with Henry Ellard. And so they say, hey, we don't want to pick on Eric Allen. Let's work on Mark McMillan. Top of the screen. No free safety there, so it's an easy throw. And they want to work on McMillan, stay away from Allen, but the Eagles have changed up, Gary.
They're waiting for Desmond Howard to explode on the scene. He's been given every opportunity. That's a big start for him. Schuler back, going for the end zone. Wide open, Winans touchdown. Titus Winans. 27 yards, and the Redskins can tie this up as we go to the last 5 seconds of the half.
Their defense set them up, and the offense responded. And Gary, we talked about a young quarterback being a work in process. Heath Schuler is showing something here as he runs a 2-minute drill pretty doggone well. Read the coverage right on the pass to Desmond Howard on the play before. You know, stopped the clock by throwing in the dirt, then hangs in the pocket and finds Winans.
His second touchdown toss of this his rookie year. Chip Lomiller, point after attempt. John Freeze holding, he missed it. Lomiller missed it, and that's what's been happening to his kicking. He was 11 of 12 PAT-wise prior to that miss.
Auditioning kickers next week. Let's go back to the touchdown, though. Can't say enough here about Heath Schuler hanging in the pocket again. The play before, he set it up, the nice throw to Desmond Howard, the pump fake, and then a perfect throw over Otis Smith, and Winans just runs underneath it. And that was a well-executed 2-minute drill.
Well, that's a misnomer for a first name, Chip. There's no chip for Chip Lomiller right now, the way he's going. No chip shots.
Well, the bad thing for the Redskins for this game, I have no idea whether Chip Lomiller will be the kicker next week, but the bad thing this game is they may need him to win this football game, Gary. And he's a guy that is really struggling with his confidence. Here's the hold by John Freeze. Nothing wrong with the hold. And I was watching before the game, Gary, and he was not kicking the ball well.
Well, in talking to some of the coaches, it seemed like a lot of these kickers go through these stages. And Lohmiller right now, who for 3 straight years led the NFC in scoring, has had a really unproductive year last year and obviously not doing well this year. Skims this one across the ground. Von Hebron is the ball carrier, brings it out to the 25-yard line, and that will be the last play of this first half. So we have a 7-6 game, and Heath Schuler trots into the locker room with some newfound confidence as he hit Titus Winans, a rookie from Fresno State, for their first points of the night. Fruit of the Loom halftime coming up.
When you think about Volkswagen, you think about great value and excellent performance. At North Penn Imports, you'll get Volkswagens at a great price, and with 5 acres of cars, you'll find a large selection. And here, every customer is treated like an NFL superstar. With Volkswagen's new lineup for '95, the hot-selling Jetta 3, the sporty Cabrio convertible, the all-new Passat, you're sure to find the one that's right for you. Take it from me, Merrill Reese, before you buy a car, visit the best. Visit my friends at North Penn Imports.
If you're looking for outdoor supplies and accessories, you'll find them at Edelman Sporting Goods. Edelman's has a huge selection of hunting, archery, fishing, and personal protection supplies in stock to meet all of your needs. At Edelman's, you'll find the most complete selection of firearms, optics, ammunition, and reloading supplies available, and all at affordable prices. Choose from these brand names that you've learned to trust. Edelman Sporting Goods, located right on Route 309 in
Seidner's going to bring it out. Seidner out to the 20, spins off of a man to the 22-yard line. He was about 2-3 yards deep in the end zone when he brought that one out. Well, you think of all the numbers that the Eagles threw up in this first half, and to have only 7 points, they had a lot of offense just to get into the end zone one time.
Well, the Redskins defense did their job. I mean, and in particular, Ken Harvey did his job. I mean, he stripped Randall Cunningham of the ball twice.
So Cunningham and company will start this drive at the 22.5-yard line. Garner, the running back, the lead back is Herschel Walker.
I think they need to get back feeding the ball to Charlie Garner.
And as you speak, Garner gets the football, able to move it out to the 25. Bobby Wilson, number 94, to make the stop. That's 70 yards now for Garner on 16 carries. There's big Bobby Wilson, number 1 draft pick, who still hasn't really lived up to that pick.
Well, you know, he's always been hurt. This is his 4th year. He's never played a full 16-game schedule. Remember when they drafted him a few years ago, they thought that he could be a real anchor on the defensive line, but injuries have prevented him from doing it.
There's the injuries. Back and knee. 2nd down now. 8 yards to go. Cunningham with time over the middle. Herschel Walker. Pretty good defense by Ken Harvey. Harvey's everywhere. Number 57 is really playing a whale of a football game.
Yeah, you see him rushing the passer twice, but that's not all he can do. And at that time, good coverage out of the backfield on this guy. We've seen him play the run pretty well. And when you have a linebacker like that can make some things happen, it can really be a spark to a defense. I think it was in the first half, and they're looking for another big play, maybe a turnover from Ken Harvey again.
Starting to rain again here at Veterans Stadium. 3rd down and 8. Barnett in motion. Cunningham, and the catch is made, and that'll be a 1st down grab to Barnett, the man he put in motion. 12-yard pickup on the play.
Fred Barnett is strong, and he's confident. And remember, he and Randall Cunningham and Calvin Williams have all played together for 5 years now, and they know exactly what the other guy's going to do. And it's one thing running routes and coming open, Gary, but you have to come open at the right time. And when you watch Barnett, he comes open at the right time. Just when Cunningham's ready to release, that's when he's open, not before.
Well, that trio's been together 5 years, and it shows. 1st down from the 37. This time he dumps it off to Garner. Garner able to advance the ball to the 44-yard line, a couple of yards short of the 1st down. That's another advantage to this Garner. He can catch the ball. He proved that last week with a 28-yard grab. A couple of catches here tonight. He'll fit in very well, obviously, in the run and the pass for Philadelphia.
The thing about Charlie Garner here is you're going to watch him coming out here is watch the extra yards, a couple of extra yards he gets after he gets hit. I mean, one of the things tonight, he has squeezed everything out of every play that's been presented to him.
Here he is trying to squeeze another play, and a very good play that time by Tony Woods. Woods, number 98, who played for so many years with the Seattle Seahawks, 6 years to be exact. Last year with the Rams. He's an undersized guy, but they really like the way he gets upfield. Very explosive first step.
It's starting to rain again, Gary, pretty hard, and I think about Heath Shuler a little bit. I mean, when you're a quarterback in the NFC East, you had better get ready to play and play well in bad weather. I don't know how much he got of that at Knoxville, but he's going to get a lot of it in the NFC East.
3rd down and 2. Cunningham almost made a remarkable catch. Calvin Williams going up high, just couldn't quite get there. Andre Collins dropping back from his linebacker spot on the coverage. It'll bring up a 4th down and still 2 yards to go.
You know, again, the Redskin defense did their job, Gary. Opening drive of the second half, they're forcing an Eagle punt. So they continue to play well.
Berger, who punted in Colorado, he had some of this kind of weather, don't you think?
Yeah.
And he almost had that block. Johnny Thomas ran up in his face and almost had a chance of blocking. That looked like he may have pulled up. It's not a good punt. It goes to the 22-yard line.
You're right. Johnny Thomas, number 41 for the Redskins, has had a couple of almost tonight. Remember, he almost downed the ball on the 1-yard line, and then number 41 almost blocks this punt right up the middle. He had a chance. Oh, he stopped. He slowed down. He could have blocked that easily. Oh, man. Should have had that one.
From TNT comes a new motion picture. A true story of conflict and courage. Lakota Woman.
Somebody's got to stay here and finish this.
Siege at Wounded Knee. Premieres Sunday, October 16th.
Of 94, what a nightmare. This winter, do yourself and your family a favor. Get a quality GMC truck from your Lehigh Valley Pocono GMC truck dealer. GMC trucks make winter driving a dream with trucks to fit any family and lifestyle. From spacious safari vans, multi-purpose Sonoma and Sierra pickups to the sensational new Jimmy 4x4 sport utility vehicle. So when winter demands more than a car, get a truck from your Lehigh Valley Pocono GMC truck dealer. KC GMC in Quakertown, Dybert in Allentown, Faulkner in Bethlehem, Star in Easton, and Abelhoff in Stroudsburg.
If you're looking for outdoor supplies and accessories, you'll find them at Edelman Sporting Goods. Edelman's has a huge selection of hunting, archery, fishing, and personal protection supplies in stock to meet all of your needs. At Edelman's, you'll find the most complete selection of firearms, optics, ammunition, and reloading supplies available, and all at affordable prices. Choose from these brand names that you've learned to trust. Edelman Sporting Goods, located right on Route 309 in Montgomeryville. Call us at 368-5551.
It's a Ford authorized clearance Faulkner style. Some Ford dealers are short on inventory, but Faulkner Ford Mercury has 50 Windstars, 100 Escorts, 100 Taurus, 200 F-Series trucks, and lots of brand new Mercuries. Faulkner has over 500 new Fords and Mercuries in stock and on sale, and every one carries Faulkner's lowest price of the year. Get the selection you want, the savings you deserve, and find out why people drive over 100 miles to Faulkner Ford Mercury, Route 309 in Quakertown.
7-6. The Eagles with the lead. The Redskins with the football. They'll start now from the 21-yard line. Johnny Thomas, we're all mystified why he held up. Looked like he had a sure block on Mitch Berger. John Jenkins comes in motion. A handoff to Urbans, and Urbans brings it to the 25. Let's go back to that non-block by Johnny Thomas.
It should have been a block punt by Johnny Thomas. Well, I think he's just absolutely surprised. I mean, he comes in here and just lets up, but he could have blocked this thing easily. A Berger. I mean, he just is surprised. I mean, it looks like he just got caught buying stamps from Dan Rostenkowski. Just surprised.
Second down. I'm not going to touch that one. Second down and 7. Ellard goes in motion. I'll give you your phone number here in a minute. There's a pass intended for Brian Mitchell, incomplete. We're going to go downstairs for a moment. Here's Kevin Kiley.
Well, Gary, I have to tell you, the special teams play you just talked about with Johnny Thomas, there's going to be a lot of tough plays on special teams and at the line of scrimmage. It's rainy, it's windy, it's definitely going to affect the rest of this game. It's getting real wet and real tough playing conditions down here. Back to you.
Okay, stay dry down there.
You know, Kevin, you're right. I mean, this is a real test not only for Heath Schuler to bring his team from behind, to play in some bad weather that he's going to see a lot in December.
Washington has not converted a third down tonight. They're 0 for 4. Byron Evans got this. Schuler, he got rid of it. And we're waiting. Is it going to be intentional grounding? No, he must have been outside the tackles and got it near the line of scrimmage. And so to bring up a 4th down instead.
You know, it's one thing to blitz, but to have the timing on the blitz as well as Byron Evans did there. I mean, that was a perfectly timed blitz right here by Byron Evans. Now the back tries to get a piece of him. Now 2 rules on that. You have to be outside the tackle and the ball has to be thrown at or near the line of scrimmage.
And he accomplished both of those as Roby now comes in and hits this one. Seidler inside the 25, trying to get to the wall to the 30, 35, 40, and knocked down at the 41. Govea flying over, made the stop there. 52-yard punt, but an 18-yard return by Seidler. The Eagles lead it by 1 when we return.
Taking a look at the weather, we've got a high-pressured system
sitting right here.
And that is bringing us nothing but beautiful clear skies and old Mr. Sunshine.
Is it just us, or are weathermen really only guessing?
But hold on.
It's gonna get better.
Clear as a bell. Not a cloud in the sky. Soaring.
Dry.
That's why we make the Isuzu Trooper. Because life's an adventure. Be prepared.
My prediction, it's gonna rain. Trust me.
Isuzu, practically amazing.
I have a job, a family, a million things to do. Who has time to think about their car? That's why I take my car to Jiffy Lube for top quality products like Pennzoil. They're professional. They do a great job, and I like Pennzoil. Why would I go anywhere else?
Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change for busy people.
Remember to bring your car to Jiffy Lube every 3,000 miles.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League, and it is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited.
With Kevin Kiley and Pat Hayden, I'm Gary Bender. As we have 11:05 left in the third, I think our blimp is still up there. I don't know. With the weather the way it is, it sure is. There's a Goodyear blimp, Stars and Stripes. The Goodyear blimps are now in their 4th decade of live sports coverage. Pretty good shot with all that weather, the rain, the wind blowing. As we come back at the 40-yard line, Randall Cunningham and the Eagles have the football, protecting a 1-point lead.
And this is a game where the Redskins defense has kept them in this ball game. You know, it is a 1-point game, and they got a kicker that's struggling, but it's time for Randall Cunningham to get something done here for the Eagles.
Reese Johnson in motion, get to Carter off tackle, bounces off of people to the 45. This guy is fun to watch. Makes it to the 48, a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
You know, Gary, I think he bounced off the tackle of Tyrone Stowe, the middle linebacker of Washington, and that's a guy generally, when he hits you, you go down. Number 90 in the middle of your screen is going to get a pretty good shot at him. But he just bounces right off that. Generally, when Stowe hits you, you go backwards. So, I mean, he's run outside, and there's a little face mask they didn't call. He can run short yardage plays, and they can run, you know, he's getting everything that's there that's blocked, plus an extra 2 or 3 yards.
2nd and 2. Calvin Williams in motion. Garner again, and this time he's cut down. A good play by Stowe. You know, you were mentioning how Stowe hits people. When Joe Bugle was the head coach of then the Phoenix Cardinals, he used to call him a Stowe. In other words, the guys that had the big hits, the big bone-crunching hits, they called him a Stowe.
Yeah, no, when he hits you, generally you're going to go backwards. And that time it was a great little run blitz by Stowe.
3rd down, still 2 yards to go. 3 wideouts, pitch to Garner, waiting for the blocking to form. And he's tackled, but he got the 1st down. Tony Woods caught him around the shoulder pads, able to bulldog him down, but Garner showing some pretty good strength. Got the necessary yardage for the first down.
There were some big old offensive linemen coming around that right side. Did you see Broderick Thompson and Lester Holmes? I mean, there were some guys, the defensive backs trying to hide.
You know, you look at the years of following the Eagles, Pat, the offensive line has always been a suspect area.
Yeah.
Boy, it's coming on now. This is going to be a good one.
It is solidified. They have got, as you mentioned, those 3 number 1s, and they're coming on. Bernard Williams, a left tackle in particular, started from day 1.
First down at the 48 of Washington. Little half roll now being flushed out. Cunningham double pumping, throwing, and incomplete. Barnett made a move inside. The ball was thrown behind him. That's one time that they weren't on the same page. Right now, Randall 16 of 29, 164 yards. He has suffered an interception.
Yeah, he also has run for a touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown. But, you know, they haven't been in rhythm and sync like they were against San Francisco last week when they came out and, you know, they scored those 40 points. Everything seemed to work. I mean, they just haven't quite gotten that same rhythm that they had a week ago.
2nd and 10. Little movement that time before the snap of the ball. Looked like the left side line. Antone Davis, maybe Williams, the rookie.
You know, and that's why, Gary, we were talking at the very beginning of this broadcast. The NFL is an every week kind of business. I mean, you can't be up and down, or you're not going to be a playoff team.
Before the snap, 74 offense.
That is Williams, the rookie, all 6'8", 317 pounds, out of Georgia.
And the other thing we said is at the beginning of the show that Randall Cunningham doesn't feel like he has to win it all by himself, and he uses a lot of different people. Look what's happened. First game was Calvin Williams with 5, then Barnett, then Joseph. Calvin Williams again tonight. It's Herschel Walker.
Calvin Williams had 9 catches, and you can see there for 122 yards last week in Candlestick. 2nd down and 15. Randall buying some time, and it's intercepted. Beautiful interception by Darrell Green, and Green with the pick, his first of the year, his 4th in his career against Randall Cunningham.
That was a design roll left by Randall Cunningham, but once again, that's what Ron Linwood, the defensive coordinator of the Redskins, would like to see. Him moving to his left. That one he threw off his back foot. Got some pressure from Leonard Marshall. Number 70. I mean, Leonard Marshall was in his face. And again, the catch-up and recovery speed of Darrell Green. Some say maybe he's lost a step, but tonight he has hung with Fred Barnett on 2 deep patterns, and that time steps in front of Victor Bailey for an interception.
Well, the Eagles came in here the lowest number of turnovers with 1 interception and 2 fumbles. Tonight, Cunningham has suffered 2 interceptions. First down for the 42. Schuler trying to take advantage. He pulls it down. Nice sidestep move. William Thomas tackles him. He gave him a leg, took it away, continued up the field, and picked up some yardage.
Well, he may have just didn't get all the leg back. You see.
Pretty good job that time, though, picking up 6 yards.
You know, Norv Turner said about him that, hey, he's got some mobility. He's a strong guy with a strong arm. It's kind of a blitz situation. He's not an easy guy to bring down. He's going to go through some arm tackles, but not one from William Thomas.
And off to Irvin's Ricky Irvin. Pushed forward. He's got the first down to the 45. Kevin Kiley on the sideline tells us that right now the Redskins with a win to their back on this drive, as we have now 7:56 left in the 3rd. The Redskins trailing by 1, 7-6, missing a point after at the end of the first half.
Yeah, watch this offensive line here. This is John Giesick, the center. He's just going to seal the hole there, and then Ricky Irvin just kind of darts behind it. I mean, that's a big hole for the National Football League, and Irvin's found it and picks up a first.
Schuler to Ricky Irvin's again. Nice cutback, and Ricky hammered down at the 42-yard line.
Tell you, one guy right now is rooting for a touchdown is Chip Lohmiller. He doesn't want to be thinking about field goal right now when his team is down by 1 point. And if they can get Ricky Irvins and this running game going on first down, Gary, I mean, they have a chance. We said at the beginning they had to get that running game going. They weren't spectacular running the ball in the first half, but they're running it better now.
2nd down and 6. Mitchell in motion. Play action by Heath Schuler. Throwing up the field, isn't complete. Nice defensive play by Mark McMillan. You know, McMillan, they list him, Pat, at 162 pounds. He's more like 152. But what a cover man, what a blanket man he can be.
You know, Bud Carson, the defense coordinator, saying, you know, he is undersized and always worry about that. But what he has is he can react, he can recover, he got closing speed, and he said he can really jump. So when people tried to throw the ball deep on him, he can jump up and knock it away.
Third down now, 6. Schuler got time, going up top, making his move as Winans, and he makes a diving catch, and he's in for the touchdown, his second of the night. That is a remarkable play. He just kind of ran down the ball. It didn't look like he had a chance.
It looked like he was going to overthrow him. But again, you learn a lot about a quarterback in a 2-minute drill when he's getting blitzed. He got blitzed again that time. Byron Evans, the middle linebacker, came in. He hung in there. And for the second time, it was Otis Smith who was beaten badly by Winans. He ran right by Otis Smith for the second time tonight.
41 yards. He caught a 27-yarder. They're going to go for 2 to try to make up for that missed point after. By the way, Pat, that's the first time they converted on third down tonight.
It's a good time to do it.
Yes, sir. 12-7 Washington. They're going for 2. Ellard goes in motion. Schuler looking that way. Throws it. And was he out of bounds? Let's wait. Desmond Howard, they're going to give it to him. The 2-point conversion. That was a late decision to see whether or not Howard had both feet in bounds, and he did.
Okay, here's the 2-point play from Schuler to Howard. And again, the rhythm of this play was disrupted early. I mean, again, a blitz by Evans. Nothing happening early. Just keep moving. Hope something good's going to happen. He got both feet in. At least the officials say he did.
Oh, hi. Elvira here, finding great horror movies for the Coors Light Flick or Treat giveaway. Coors! Huh? We're giving away 50,000 videos, like the giant Gila monster, the wasp woman, or the brain that wouldn't die. Don't just stand there. Look for me this Halloween in a shocking display of specially marked Coors packages with film clips inside that tell you if you won. The Coors Light Flick or Treat giveaway. It'll be a scream.
You look at some of the wrecks and stuff that I've been in. We had a diehard in there at that time. We probably could have seen it from the grandstand because it tore all the sheet metal off. And we just take them out of that car and put them in another car and crank it up and go on. Diehard's still going and I'm not, so I guess they're a little tougher than I was.
Taking a look at the weather, we've got a high-pressure system.
Sitting right here.
And that is bringing us nothing but clear skies and...
Oh, Mr. Sunshine.
Is it just us, or are weathermen really only guessing?
But hold on.
It's gonna get better.
Clear as a bell.
Not a cloud in the sky.
That's why we make the Isuzu Trooper, because life's an adventure. Be prepared.
My prediction, it's gonna rain. Trust me.
Isuzu, practically amazing.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. We'll send you back to the vet in just a second. First time for the Isuzu practically amazing play of the day, and it comes from Texas Stadium, where the Cowboys beat the Cardinals 38-3. The practically amazing part of this, not only is it an Arizona highlight, but it's a great catch by Gary Clark. How fully extended was he? Check this out. Gary Clark makes the Isuzu practically amazing play of the day. Now let's get back to the vet, to the Rain Men, Gary and Pat.
All right, that was practically amazing. We just had another practically amazing play, which we're going to show you again after a while. The kickoff to Seidner. Seidner out to the 25, finds a little alley, and takes it to the 34. Well, Ernie Johnson had a highlight that was something exceptional, and we're going to show you that touchdown toss from Schuler to Winans.
NFL defenses are going to blitz rookie quarterbacks. Number 56 in the white jersey is the middle linebacker for the Eagles, Evans, and he blitzed. He got picked up by Ricky Irvins, but he still gave Schuler a shot, and he hung in there. And this is the result of him hanging in there, ignoring the blitz, and leading Winans for a big touchdown catch. It's a heck of a play.
And then they go for 2. They're successful, and the Redskins with a 14-7 lead. Here's a pitch to Garner. Playing catch up for the first time, the Eagles, and Garner to the 27-yard line, a gain of 2.
Let's go one more look at the touchdown, Gary. You and I both thought that when Schuler threw this ball, and then Winans at the top of the screen, it was going to be overthrown. But there's a little burst speed when the ball is in the air. I mean, he just runs it down like a center fielder. It's a heck of a play.
Looked like a triple jumper there the last 10 yards. Those long strides. Second down, 8 yards to go. Reese Johnson goes in motion. Cunningham hits Johnson, and Johnson has a first down as he lunges across the 45. Darrell Green there to make the stop. So he's Schuler. 2 long touchdown strikes in this game of 27 and 41 yards to Titus Winans, who, by the way, was catching some passes from a pretty good quarterback a year ago, Trent Dilfer, the #1 pick of Tampa Bay, playing at Fresno State. You can see that Schuler's numbers starting to improve.
And his teammates' confidence in him, Gary, beginning to increase.
First down at the 45. Garner again. Garner's been very busy tonight. Brings it out to the 49. Tim Johnson again making the stop.
And now it's time for Randall Cunningham, as his team trails by 7, to get his game going here. I mean, he's got to feed the ball to Charlie Garner some, but then not be afraid to use Barnett and Williams, the 2 outside guys. Those are his big play receivers.
22 carries now for Garner for 86 yards.
They've been tough yards against a Redskin defense that's played pretty doggone well.
Second and 7. Cunningham, nice catch by Johnson. He had to change direction on the ball, caught it, didn't pick up an awful lot, a couple of yards to the 50-yard line. Ken Harvey was there again on the stop.
Ken Harvey has covered. He's tackled in the open field. You know, he's rushed Randall Cunningham, stripped him of the ball twice. And this guy is an every down player.
He's fought back from adversity. Dropped out of high school, was selling hamburgers at one time. He and his wife Janice lost an infant to the infant crib syndrome. He's a guy who's been uphill and has fought his way back, and he's playing remarkably well. Cunningham completes it. He's going to go. Freddie Barnett, touchdown Eagles. 49 yards.
Well, Gary, we're just talking about getting those wide receivers involved in the game because they're their big play guys. But I'll tell you, one other guy had a large part in that touchdown, and that was Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker threw the block that sprung Fred Barnett.
The 49-yard completion gives now Eddie Murray a chance to tie this football game up. 3:54 remaining in the third. Out of the hold of Bubby Brister, and Murray evens it at 14.
When the Eagles need a big play, they think of Randall Cunningham to one of those wide receivers. This time, it's Fred Barnett. A big block by Herschel Walker. We have a tied ball game.
If a Mercedes-Benz C-Class is something you'd like to drive, no one can help you more than your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Peruzzi Toyota is having a September explosion of savings. Peruzzi Toyota's 94 closeout means you save hundreds, maybe thousands, on all Toyota cars and trucks in stock. Like 94 Camrys and Corollas, 4x4s, tough T100s, and the popular Toyota 4Runner. All clearance priced and ready to move out now. Peruzzi Toyota's September explosion of savings means unheard of deals to close out all remaining 94s in stock. Only at Peruzzi Toyota. Route 309 in Hatfield, 4 miles north of the Montgomery Mall, 8 miles south of Quakertown.
a Mercedes-Benz C-Class is something you'd like to drive, no one can help you more than your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Randall Cunningham with his longest touchdown pass of the season, 49 yards to Fred Barnett, and we're even at 14.
It's a good NFC East ball game.
Oh, it's hard to believe that the Redskins have lost 9 straight NFC East games. Now deadlocked at 14. Short kick. Brian Mitchell collides with Frank Wycheck, and Wycheck comes running out of there with it. Everybody stopped except this guy, and Wycheck takes it to the 35. Well, that's kind of a deceiving little move. 43 yards after the collision. The Eagles stopped. They let up, and number 22 kept going.
You know, the opening kickoff of the game, Brian Mitchell had the big 69-yard return. And then this time, it's Wycheck saying, hey, I got it. Stay away from it, Brian. And if you're going to do this, it's okay. You're allowed to take him if you're going to do this. I think that the Eagle coverage team, Gary, just seemed to slow down.
Heads up play by Wycheck, who last week caught a touchdown pass for the Redskins out of Maryland in his second year. First down at the 35. The blitz coming. They pick it up. Schuler stumbles, throws it, and it's incomplete. Schuler backpedaling, lost his footing, and the fridge, William Perry, came storming up the middle.
I want to go back to the touchdown and show you one thing. This is Barnett, the guy in motion, but the thing I really want to watch down here, this is Herschel Walker, and watch the block that he's going to make up there. I mean, it's guys like Herschel Walker that can make 10-yard passes into very long touchdown runs. Right there, Herschel Walker is going to block 2 Redskins. And once he does that, Barnett dances into the end zone. That was a great heads-up block by Herschel Walker.
And ended up being a 49-yard touchdown. 2nd and 10. Delay handoff to Ricky Irvins. Irvins picks up 5 to the 30-yard line, and it's time now for tonight's Silver Bullet scoreboard. Week 6. We've had some outstanding football played all day long, and tonight is shaping up to be one of those special affairs before this is all over.
You know, Gary, at 3rd down here for the Redskins, I think Norv Turner is concerned about his kicker's confidence. And he may be thinking, I'm going to take 2 downs to try to get a first down if I need to.
Well, he needs 6 yards now. It's 3rd down. Henry Ellard on the slant inside. Pretty well covered that time. Eric Allen, the All-Pro, was there. And here comes Lohmiller, and you know Lohmiller is thinking right now, please let me get a good kickoff after earlier missing the PAT.
Well, pre-game warm-ups, he wasn't kicking well, and plain and simple, he's struggling. But the rain has died down, no wind at this time.
47-yard attempt. The ball's down. Lohmiller's kick is on the way, and Lohmiller has redeemed himself. (17-14). The Redskins with the lead.
Taking a look at the weather, we've got a high-pressured system
sitting right here.
And that is bringing us nothing but beautiful, clear skies and
old Mr. Sunshine.
Is it just us, or are weathermen really only guessing?
But hold on.
It's going to get better.
Clear as a bell.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Soaring.
Dry.
That's why we make the Isuzu Trooper. Because life's an adventure. Be prepared.
My prediction, it's going to rain. Trust me.
Isuzu, practically amazing.
I've never been to Jiffy Lube before. This is my first time.
Don't worry. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, but how do I know you'll treat my car right?
Because we use top quality products like Pennzoil.
Oh, Pennzoil.
And we guarantee our service. It's spelled out right here.
What if I don't like the job you did?
Then we'll do the job over.
Wow. Now, that's some guarantee.
We got experience. Jiffy Lube.
There is a difference in oil changes. If it doesn't say Jiffy Lube, it isn't.
A much relieved Chip Lohmiller. His season-long 47 yards. He was 4 of 7 coming into tonight in the field goal department and had, of course, missed that PAT. And Thursday night, we'll go down to the Lone Star State. The Houston Oilers against the Cleveland Browns. And the Browns getting a remarkable performance defensively. They've allowed only 58 points. That's under 12 points a game, which is best in the NFL. We'll get to see Eric Metcalf, who's had a 92-yard punt return, a 57-yard TD catch. Cleveland 4-1 atop the AFC Central Division.
And we're talking about those big plays. You mentioned Eric Metcalf, but Randy Baldwin had an 85-yard kickoff return for Cleveland, and Eric Turner had a 93-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Boy, I'm impressed. You do your homework.
Well, just a few tidbits for you there, Gary. Getting ready for Thursday night.
Seidner with his kickoff from Lohmiller. Line drive. That's a tough one to handle. Seidner having trouble with it. 15 and tackle down to 17. Well, it wasn't picturesque, but it was very effective kickoff by Lohmiller. And as an end result, Philadelphia will not have all that good a field position as Cunningham now playing catch-up, trailing 17-14. Monty Coleman, we wanted to take a moment to congratulate him tonight, his 206th game. It's 206, not 251st, which breaks the record of Art Monk. Monty Coleman will be 37 years old next month. He's a modern marvel.
The Mick Jagger of the NFL. He just keeps on going.
Cunningham back to throw. There's Bavaro. He can't hang on. You know, you wonder, he had that finger, remember, we were talking about earlier. You can see a tape. I wonder if that affected that particular play. It'll bring up second down 10.
So if you believe in momentum in football games, right now the Redskins have it. And the Redskins defense started it in this second half on the opening series when they forced a punt by Philadelphia, and the Redskins offense has picked it up since then.
From the 18, Garner and Herschel Walker in the backfield. 2:33 left in the third. Here's Garner. Garner able to get to the 23. Andre Collins made the stop there.
Yeah, they have been tough yards, particularly in this second half for Charlie Garner. I mean, Tim Johnson and Bobby Wilson inside. Tony Woods, Tyrone Stowe, the linebackers have all done a good job for the Redskins.
They think this guy could be the next Wilbert Montgomery, who, of course, was so sensational in that Super Bowl team, coached by Dick Vermeil. Carried the ball 23 times tonight for 91 yards. Barnett goes in motion. Cunningham being flushed out, in trouble, and down he goes. Tony Woods is there. That is the third sack of the night for the Redskins. The Redskins came in here with 9. Their high in a game was 6 against Atlanta earlier this year.
So yeah, they had him flushed early on. I mean, it was pressure up the middle by Leonard Marshall that flushed him out to the outside, right into the waiting arms of Tony Woods. So it was the inside rush by Marshall that set up the defensive end.
On a 4th and 18, Berger to punt from the end zone. Ryan Mitchell waiting at the 50, gets away from Otis Smith and is still on his feet. Got it to the 45 and tackled there. 39-yard punt, and he just ran out of the tackle of Otis Smith.
And Otis Smith's the guy who's been beaten for 2 touchdowns, and that was a tackle he should have made. And Otis Smith's having a rough night. He just comes up and tries to push Mitchell.
So they're going to set it up at the 45. Let's go down to Kevin Kiley.
Gary, thanks a lot. Pat was making a point about Charlie Garner in the second half, tough yards. In the first half, he was so quick getting into the line. The Redskins were behind him when they were trying to make tackles. They've kind of caught up to his speed here in the second half, and they're doing a much better job defensively of getting in front of him.
They really are. This Redskin team has had a gritty, determined effort defensively. Hand off to Irvins. Ricky Irvins trying to move the pile forward, maybe a couple of yards. William Perry, and boy, if you run at him, you're going to have a long day. As they list him at 335 pounds, and I think he weighs all of that. It'll bring up now, 2nd down and 8. The fridge.
He's got And that shirt would serve as a tent. You see the inserts there on those shirts and the sides to fit the frame there of Frisch.
Be careful now. Be careful. Perry with 3 tackles tonight. Schuler double pumping, going up top. The ball is on the way, and Desmond Howard can't catch up with this one. Even Titus Widens wouldn't have caught up with that one.
I tell you, Hugh Schuler is giving you his mad bomber, you know, his Darryl LaMonica. I mean, he's reading the blitz, though. We said at the very beginning that the Eagles were going to come after him. They were going to blitz him, and the key thing he had to do was read it, audible to it, and get the ball to those wideouts. He's done it twice tonight for touchdowns.
Even though he missed that, you can just see him growing into this position.
Right. You're right. And this is a much better performance, obviously, than a week ago against Dallas. But his defense has kept him in the game.
They call off the blitz, 3rd and 8, but they're going to get him anyway. A big rush, the ball comes loose. William Fuller there, that's his 6th sack of the season, the 2nd of the night for the Eagles. Fuller, who led the AFC one season with 15 sacks, has 6 in the early going of this campaign.
I'll tell you, William Fuller, number 95, will come from the top. Say this guy comes hard every single play. Key play here, though, is Giesick, number 75, who comes up and scoops it up and saves the turnover.
Giesick, of course, playing for the Dallas Cowboys last year. One of the first guys that Norv Turner picked up when he came over to take over as head coach. 4th down, 15, Roby to punt. Very high, beautiful spiraling kick. Seidner's going to let it hit. Down there's A.J. Johnson, and that's almost a replay of how this game started. Remember, Johnny Thomas tried to field one of those, and this one got away from him. 49-yard punt goes in for the touchback. They'll bring it out at the 20, and we have 1 second left in the 3rd quarter. A.J. Johnson has been battling some injury problems. Hasn't been playing all that much, inactive the last 3 games because of an ankle problem. And so from the 20 now, Cunningham will start this drive with the last snap of the 3rd quarter.
Well, when Cunningham has been in trouble this game before, found himself really battling uphill, Gary, he's had some success with Fred Barnett. And I'd give Fred Barnett another chance.
Well, the last time certainly worked. 49 yards. Comes in motion, hand off to Garner, and Garner will end the quarter by moving the ball for 2 yards to the 22-yard line. So the Washington Redskins, who came in here with a 3-game losing streak, leading after 3 quarters of play, 17-14.
An ordinary beer can, barely alive.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild it. We have the technology. We have the capability to make the world's first bionic can. Coors Light will be that can. Better than it was before. Taller, thinner, silver. Next on the Coors Light channel.
Diehard was the only thing that would crank them up. It's the same kind of battery. You just go up to Sears and tell them you want a battery and put it in the car and crank it up.
Redskins by 3, 17-14 as we go to the fourth quarter with Kevin Kiley and Pat Hayden. I'm Gary Bender. Randall Cunningham, who's thrown for 224 yards. He's had over 30 minutes in time of possession and still trailing in the game. Cunningham adds to the total. Bavaro makes the catch, and that'll be enough for the first down after the 31. If you look at all the numbers in this game, it figures the Eagles would be winning. I mean, they're dominating every statistical category except the score. They have 316 yards in total offense to the Redskins 167. You saw the time of possession a while ago.
Yeah, for the Redskins, it's been a game of a few big plays. I mean, just a couple of big passes, and that really has been their offense.
First down from the 31. Garner with yet another carry, gets outside to the 40. That quickness is still there, and Garner continues to impress. Another first down. That'll be a 12-yard rumble, and Philadelphia now on the move.
You know, this is where you really need your running game. Again, in the NFC East in particular, in the fourth quarter when you're trailing. And a guy, Charlie Garner, who's taken some hits tonight, he still showed some quickness and speed there. Good block by Calvin Williams, the wide receiver. That's the thing about these Eagle wide receivers, Gary. Both of them, Barnett and Calvin Williams, will block them. And they don't just chicken wing you. They'll come in there and really block you.
Yep, they'll take your head off. Garner over 100 yards for the second week in a row. There's a flag on the play. Garner carrying again. This is 26th carry of the night. And he's going to be knocked down short of the 50-yard line. Here comes a late flag. We may have a late hit. Sterling Palmer over there in the midst of all of that. So after 111 yards last week, prior to that carry, it was 105 for Garner. So back-to-back century running efforts. Let's see what this flag is all about. If they were worried about Garner's durability, he's shown something here.
Yeah.
He's taken the pounding at times tonight. With that stress fracture of the rib, the special pads, he's been able to hang in there. Last week they took him out early in the third quarter in that San Francisco game.
Oh, they're going to need him a lot this year in the fourth quarter.
Offside, number 74 defense. That penalty is declined. Face mask, 5 yards. At the end of the run, 5 yards from the end of the run, a penalty is enough for a first down.
I know exactly how you feel, Gordon. I get tied up every now and then myself.
I'm not sure of the guy, but it was a face mask. It was Johnson who was offside initially, and then the second penalty gives Philadelphia first down at the 46 of Washington. 17-14, the Redskins with the lead, 13 and a half minutes to go. Short a block ahead of him, couldn't quite get the shoulders turned up the field. Ken Harvey was over there. When that Lester Holmes gets moving, number 73, 6'3", 301 pounds, the way he can run. And now Harvey evidently shaken up, and boy, they got to get him back in there. He has been the main man here tonight defensively for Washington.
Yeah, he has set the tone for this Redskin defense. You know, and it's tough sometimes, Gary, for a new player to come in on a new team and be that dominant guy. But Ken Harvey has done that this year for the Redskins.
Has 5 tackles and a sack, and that really doesn't show how effective he's been.
2 strip balls.
Second down and 10. Cunningham gets away from Woods up the field, almost intercepted by Tom Carter. Carter had an interception last week against the Cowboys, had a hand on it. It was Tim Johnson coming up, Tony Woods also in the midst of all of that hurried that one up and ends up as an incomplete pass. Third down and 10 now for the Eagles.
So that was a terrific rush started by Tim Johnson of the Redskins. And then it was finished off by Tom Carter. But the Redskin defense seems to be getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Playing with some confidence. Harvey has come back in. He's at right defensive end on this 3rd and 10.
Gary, I think Herschel Walker made both safeties miss. I mean, 6'1", 225 pounds, still the fastest guy on this Eagle team. but it was a strong safety, Martin Bayless, who missed him first, and then I think it was Daryl Morrison who missed him second. I mean, remember what we've seen Walker do tonight. Block, catch, in a third down critical situation here. He breaks Bayless's tackle, and then the jersey tackle by Morrison.
22-yard gain, sets it up at the 23, first down. Garner again, behind Lester Holmes, inside the 15 to the 12. Number 73, Lester Holmes, can pull and run, and they're using him very effectively. He kicked the man out, and Garner went behind it.
You're right, Lester Holmes, 301 pounds of man. I tell you, when you get a guy like that out leading the way, you have something good going. He's going to block number 55 on the left part of the screen, Andre Collins. Then you have Charlie Garner cutting right back inside. Well, this offensive line has come on here in the fourth quarter. We said, hey, NFC East game, close ball game, fourth quarter. Offensive linemen have to get it going.
I tell you, in the NFC East, they have some monstrous lines. That's been the reputation of this division. Garner now has 121 yards after that first down run to the 12.
Well, if you can't run and you can't stop the run, you don't belong in the NFC East.
The Eagles down by 3. First down at the 12. Hammers it to the 5. Well, we talked about his versatility. Right now, he's getting the job done. A 22-yard catch, and there his first carry of the night takes it to the 6-yard line.
Now, we talked about Charlie Garner hiding behind that big offensive line. Even Herschel Walker can do that. That's how big this line is. I mean, the offensive tackle there, or I think it was Anton Davis, just swallowed the Redskin defender, and Herschel Walker pulled it up in there for about 8 yards.
Second down and 3. They can get a first and goal at the 2. Walker again. Herschel Walker fighting for the goal line. He's got a first and goal, it looks like. You forget how big this guy is. He weighs 225 pounds. He's in such superb physical condition.
But Gary, again, let's think about all the things that Herschel Walker has done tonight. You know, he made the block that sprung Fred Garnett for the touchdown. I mean, he's run the ball 2 times straight now when they really need it in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's caught the ball. On the 3rd and 6, he caught the ball and broke 2 tackles. I mean, Herschel Walker has done just about everything for the Eagles tonight.
Well, he does 2,000 setups, 1,500 push-ups to get in condition each day. First and goal at the 2. Walker, touchdown, Philadelphia. That was a Herschel Walker drive. Boy, what a role this guy is playing. So unselfish, a superstar, fitting in so many areas. And he was simply outstanding on this series. Eddie Murray's point after. And it's 21-17 Philadelphia. On that drive, 3 rushes for 12 yards and a touchdown, and add a catch of 22 yards, and Walker gives the Eagles a lead. Well, they're going to get Dallas very soon. The Eagles with a 21-17 lead. Can't say enough about Herschel Walker. He just wants to play. He doesn't care where he lines up before the snap of the ball.
Yeah, what Rich Kotite has done here in Philadelphia is really rejuvenate a lot of guys' careers, he being one of them. You know, William Fuller again this year comes from the Oilers. He's got it going. There's a lot of guys that feel like, you know, they have a new opportunity here. They're going to make something happen. But that guy tonight has really been terrific.
There's the numbers that we were talking about earlier on that last drive, the go-ahead drive. 21-17 Philadelphia.
Too many guys you see Heisman Trophy winners on special teams, Gary. He's done that for the Eagles.
There's not a very long list. Berger is kicking off. Brian Mitchell, who started this game with a 69-yard kickoff return, has another one in the fold. 45, 50, and Mitchell eventually is run out of bounds just short of the 45-yard line of the Eagles.
This game has been kind of fun. I mean, there's been some big special teams plays. The thing about Brian Mitchell, though, Gary, what I like is he is very decisive. You see the guys holding hands, Wycheck and Johnson. They set it up, and there is just a big hole on the left side, and then Mitchell doesn't waste any time taking advantage of it.
Johnny Thomas was shaken up on that play. We'll check his status. We're going to take a break. Great field position for Washington.
Thursday night, they just couldn't wait till the weekend to beat raising a little cage in the house of pain. Browns, Oilers, Thursday night, starting with the stadium show at 7:30 Eastern on TN.
Covering the NFL, I found that to be number one, it takes a strong team of dedicated professionals with a commitment to excellence. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese, and I'm here visiting my good friends at North Penn Mazda, and to tell you about the winning line of Mazdas for '95. Like the new Millennia, or the totally redesigned Protege, or the 626 family sedan. With 5 acres of cars, trucks, and minivans in stock, you're sure to find the one that's right for you. Take it from me, Merrill Reese. Before you buy a car, visit the best. Visit my friends at North Penn Mazda.
Wait a minute, you invited everyone over Sunday. You cook.
Me? Cook?
That's true. Let's try the Hickory Pit in the North Wales train station. I've read about their award-winning ribs, wings, and takeout.
Plus, I hear their shredded pork and barbecue chicken are great.
Here's the keys. Let's eat there tonight and get a takeout menu.
For homemade barbecue and fixins in a 19th century train station or 20-minute takeout or catering, try the Hickory Pit.
Come give us a try.
But hide your remote first.
Both the new Chase Cash Builder Visa and the Discover card give you cash back. But only Cash Builder consistently gives you 1% back on purchases, 10% back on interest, is accepted at 11 million places, and has no annual fee. Once you've used Cash Builder, you'll see there's nothing left to discover. Call 1-800-CHASE to apply. Chase Manhattan. Profit from the experience.
Well, coming into this ball game, Brian Mitchell led the NFL in punt returns. He may lead the NFL in kickoff returns after tonight. He just returned 146 yards after starting the ball game with a 69-yard return. For the third straight time, the Washington Redskins start in Philadelphia's end of the field. And after Ricky Irvins, maybe a yard. We've been told that Charlie Garner, the reason he wasn't in on that last series that was spearheaded by Herschel Walker, he re-aggravated that rib injury. He has 28 carries, 122 yards, a well-deserved break.
It looks like that jersey and his name is kind of temporary on there. You think the way he played the last 2 weeks that he wouldn't have that temporary name on there.
I was watching the game last week. The NER was knocked off.
Flopping off there, yeah. And he's got to get the permanent name.
Second and 9. Schuler, complete to Ricky Irvins. Just short of the 40-yard line, run out at the 41. That was Byron Evans coming over there. And it'll bring up a third down and still 5 yards to go.
I wonder if all rookies' names are single stitch on the jerseys. Schuler, I guess when you're the #1 pick, you get the real kind of jersey.
When you're the $19 million man, they can afford to double stitch it.
That's right. You get the real name on there. You know you're going to make the team, so you get a bunch of jerseys with the name all over them.
broke it up nicely. William Thomas anticipating the pass to Brian Mitchell. You don't hear a lot about William Thomas. He's kind of played in the shadow of Seth Joyner all these years, but he's an up-and-coming linebacker.
You should hear about William Thomas because he's a good player. Again, the blitz on the inside, it's picked up right there by Ricky Irvins, but it rushes the throw of Heath Schuler. And good coverage by William Thomas. We've seen William Thomas do it. We've seen Bill Romanowski do it. And Byron Evans. All three linebackers have done well.
You know what's remarkable? Both kickoff returns in this game have been wasted by the Redskins.
Yeah.
The 69-yard return to start the game, they couldn't capitalize on it. Now a 46-yard return, they get rid of the football. Beautiful high spiraling kick by Roby. And Seidner brings it into his person at the 13-yard line. 27-yard punt, but strategically placed. The Redskins trailing 21-17.
And I change it every 3,000 miles.
Now with the revolutionary Pennstar molecule, Pennzoil clings to moving parts. Works like liquid ball bearings.
Play Pennzoil's Ticket to Ride game. Scratch, match, and win one of 10 Harley-Davidson Softail motorcycles, one of 10 Harley-Davidson leather jackets, or one of 1,000 other prizes. Get game cards where you buy Pennzoil or have your oil changed professionally with Pennzoil.
Only one had the power of a bird called Parker. Only one has the passion of Maynard Ferguson. Only one had the fluid grace of Wes Montgomery. Only one plays like this. Seville STS with the North Star system. The great performers are always creating a higher standard.
Eagles with a 21-17 lead. Tonight's overhead coverage courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. You know how long the blimp is?
Pretty long. 192 feet maybe.
You peaked.
What?
192 feet.
192 feet.
Yep, it's based in Pompano Beach, Florida.
Oh,
you looked at the card.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well, you're looking at downtown Philadelphia. Boy, it was a beautiful day today.
James Joseph coming across the 15 to the 17-yard line. It'll bring up a second down. We have now 8 minutes, 13 seconds left in the game. Philadelphia, they 21-17 lead. They have the ball at their own 17. A second down coming up, 6 yards to go. Ken Harvey moving around. Cunningham moving around, hits Herschel Walker. Walker's so tough to bring down. You got to get some help. Coming up there is Tom Carter. He was hanging on until some other guys could get there and stop him short of the first down by a couple of yards.
Yeah, they did. It may be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, but by all rights, it should be about 3rd and 4. I mean, Herschel Walker got 2 yards there when he shouldn't have. I mean, there were 3 Redskins around him.
You know, we talked about the conditioning of Herschel Walker. They had their bye week. You know what he did during that bye week? He ran with a Villanova track team. He can still smoke some people in a 40-yard dash.
Oh, a 93-yard reception, right, against the Giants.
3rd down and a yard. Here he comes. Right there, Joseph diving, and he got the first down. There is a really big back mentality right now with Joseph and Walker in the backfield. 2 very versatile guys who can play H-back, tight end, and fullback.
Okay, there's a lot of bodies flying around on short yardage plays every Sunday in the National Football League. But it's determined guys like James Joseph that make the difference between first downs and punts.
He's kind of like Herschel. He'll just play anywhere. Got a great attitude. First down at the 25. Joseph again to the 31. That time they split Walker to the near side and then sent the other big back up the middle.
Now, James Joseph is a good inside runner, Gary, because he does that because he reads blocks well on the inside, and then he's decisive. He makes up his mind. He hugs those blocks. And he did it on short yardage. He did it right there.
Philadelphia tonight is averaging 4.7 a carry. That will win a lot of football games.
Yeah, well, they rushed for, what, 191 yards last week against San Francisco.
Second down, a long 3. Calvin Williams in motion. And another first down. Did the ball come loose? A lot of bodies flying around. And right now they're burning the clock up, trying to hang on to this advantage.
You know, you think about the old Redskins, those championship Redskins. This is how they used to win football games. Get a little lead, you know, 3 or 4 point lead, 6 point lead, then run it out. Now the Eagles are turning the tables on them. Rich Kotite, Zeke Betkowski. I mean, they got this running game going now. Second time they come up in 3rd and short.
They're going to have to measure to see if they had that first down, as they're just about on top of the 35.
This last 5 minutes, Gary, will be decided by guys like that. Lester Holmes, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. See that Herschel Walker bring in chin straps too. We've seen him block. We've seen him catch, score touchdowns, bring in chin straps.
Measurement will make it 3rd down, less than a yard to go. We'll be moving this show on to Houston on Thursday night. Not Sunday, Thursday night. Mark it down right here.
Okay.
As the Browns, Oilers go after each other. Benny Testaverde has 1,131 yards passing through 5 games. And he is buying his offensive line some custom suits. I think you ought to buy me one. I mean, when you block well or work well with somebody.
You want those 48 shorts, huh?
3rd down, less than a yard. And they're going to sneak it forward.
Well, the last time it was James Joseph. This time was Randall Cunningham. The chains move again. And this offensive line for the Eagles is moving again.
Rich Kotite has very quietly done an outstanding job with this Philadelphia team. You think about all the problems they've had. Last year they had 15 starters hurt. They had 6 knee injuries in a 3-game span. Ended up 8-8. They were 4-0 with Randall Cunningham, then lost 8 of 9, then finished strong, closing out with a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, and then look at this year. They lose all those guys in free agency again, right on top of the NFC East.
First down at the 36. Joseph, the single running back. Joseph bouncing off of people out to the 45. And eventually Martin Bayless tackles him at the 50.
Yeah, but you see old Antone Davis over there trying to help him out too. Number 78. I mean, this guy has played hard and played well all game long. And James Joseph, a versatile player just like Herschel Walker. He wants it. First, Lester Holmes gets a block. David Alexander, the center, gets a block. And a big old hustling Antone Davis gives him a hand. And this offensive line, you know, they have played well all night long. Lester Holmes, Antone Davis, Bernard Williams, Thompson, and Alexander.
26 first down tonight for the Philadelphia Eagles. At the midfield stripe. Joseph again.
Boy.
And they're sending these backs at him in waves. And Washington's not that big up front anyway. They're a little undersized, and they are taking on the huge line of Philadelphia. See what Garner did tonight. And Walker, Joseph, Cunningham spreading it out. And all those guys very capable football players.
What they all do a good job of, Gary, too, is they're patient runners in the sense that they wait for those blocks for their offensive linemen to fall. They don't seem to rush things.
2nd and 9. Approaching 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Handoff. Nice side set move by Herschel Walker. And Walker inside the 45 to the 43. Darrell Green made the tackle.
You know, a couple plays before we see James Joseph pick up a first down. Then he has a big run. Now he comes back and blocks for Herschel Walker. He's the guy in motion. Number 32. He's going to come right now. It's a little trap play. He traps the defensive end, and that gives Herschel Walker a chance to pick up some yards. And these two guys, Herschel Walker and James Joseph, can beat you a couple different ways.
It's the 10th play of this drive, a time-consuming drive, approaching the 2-minute warning. And now a timeout called by Randall Cunningham. That's their first. So with 2:09 left in this football game, Philadelphia trying to go to 4-1 and keep pace with the Dallas Cowboys, who defeated Arizona today.
It's my business to help keep people safe, but it's more than just my job. I'm a father. I have a family. You know, the government says that a car with 2 airbags has to help protect 2 passengers, but on the DeVille, we also cared about
Chris goes left.
I wouldn't go that way.
The kid fakes right. You're mine. He goes up the middle. Touchdown!
Man, burnt by a kid.
Bring home specially marked Coca-Cola products. Collect Monster trading cards and play Monsters of the Gridiron. You could win Super Bowl tickets or one of 8 million prizes.
You're next.
Philadelphia with a 21-17 lead, and they're just pounding the football. As we come to this snap, this will be the 83rd play from the line of scrimmage for Philadelphia, as opposed to 38 for Washington. Heath Schuler hopes to get another opportunity with the football, but right now 2:09 left in the game.
Yeah, and the third down situation for the Eagles. Once they ran James Joseph, Randall Cunningham snuck it. This time it's 3rd and 3. They're probably going to have to throw this one.
It's Joseph trying to go wide, and he's got it. And a flag back at the 45. We may have holding against Philadelphia. And that's exactly what it is. So he had the first down run, but it'll come back. Looked like Fred Barnett. We're talking about how effective they are as blockers at the wide receiver spot. Looked like he might have been guilty of the hold.
So they had that play well set up, Gary. I mean, they got to the perimeter of the Redskins defense very quickly and set it up in what would have been a first down.
Holding, number 86, offense, 10 yards, repeat 3rd down.
The thing is, you watch these Eagles now that Charlie Garner's out of the game, Gary. You know, they can change it up, the pace, with different styles of running. You have Garner in there, the guy who can go 20, 30, 40 yards maybe. He's out now, so it's a different style, and they can play both well.
This is a big play right now. They come to the 2-minute warning after this game. It's 3rd down, 13. Washington get the football here. They have all 3 of their timeouts left. Cunningham going deep. He overthrew everybody but Tom Carter. Carter almost picked it off, so it's 4th down. It stops the clock at the 2-minute warning. And so Heath Schuler is going to get his 2-minute offense on the field.
Well, he did pretty well at the end of the first half.
Yes, he did. His team trailing 21-17.
What you see here is a busy business traveler paying his phone bill. That's because he's staying at Courtyard by Marriott, where when you apply for a new AT&T corporate calling card, you'll be sent a certificate worth $10 of AT&T long-distance calls. So when you stay at Courtyard, you'll not only leave refreshed for the next business day, you'll feel pretty good at the end of the month, too. For details or reservations, call Courtyard at 800-321-2211.
Sometimes the best way to change your life is to change your clothes.
How was your day?
I forget. Fruit of the Loom. Clothes that make you feel good.
21-17, a minute 57 left, fourth down. Berger to punt. Washington will get the ball. They'll have 3 timeouts.
And Gary, this is a big team's play. I mean, what Berger wants to do is make sure he does not punt this ball into the end zone. I mean, force a fair catch at around the 10-yard line. You know, maybe have it downed inside the 10, but don't put it in the end zone. Make Heath Schuler go at least 85 yards.
And remember, Mitchell, the #1 punt returner in the NFL, standing inside the 15. Berger gets it high. He'll let it hit, and it takes a Philadelphia bounce inside the 10, and on top of it is Al Jackson, number 26. 45 yards strategically placed.
I mean, there have been some big plays all game, and that's a big special teams plays by the Eagles.
Well, Schuler before the half was very effective. He was 3 of 4 for 76 yards and a touchdown when he got the ball and a minute left. So now he's got a lot of time, a minute 46.
And the easy thing is, Gary, you know, he needs a touchdown. That's all he's thinking about. So ordinarily you're kind of concerned about being backed up. You don't have to be now. You can just let it hang out, play loose, make something happen. I'd work on Smith too, number 30 of the Eagles.
Ellard goes in motion. Schuler dumps it off to Irvins. Ricky Irvins out to the 10. He's going to get out of bounds, stop the clock. His forward progress just short of the 12-yard line. William Thomas able to run him out there. That stops the clock with a minute 42.
And the Redskins, Gary, have thrown 2 touchdowns over Otis Smith in this ball game. And I mean, again, I think if you're Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, Norv Turner, you're thinking about maybe working on Otis Smith some.
He's their nickelback. He's in there. 5 DBs. Second down, 6. Schuler stepping up. Henry Ellard makes the catch, and he brings it out to the 34. And Washington on the move. A 22-yard gain. Clock now with 1:30. Redskins have 3 timeouts. Eric Allen made the stop.
This team is growing with Heath Schuler right now. And this is a confident rookie quarterback.
Schuler stepping up. He's going to take off. He's to the 40. Trying to get out of bounds. He got the first down, I believe. He jumped. Let's see where they mark it. What a heads-up play by the rookie. Eric Allen intercepted him as he went out of bounds, and they're stopping the clock. They may have to measure. They're going to measure. Heads-up play, though, by the rookie, rolling around and knowing where the front of the sticks were residing at the 44-yard line. That's the mobility they like about Schuler. You forget how big he is, too. He's 6'2", 221, but, again, very good escapability.
Is that a word?
I don't know. Is it? It sounded good.
No, it's...
So it is a first down. That's the longest run of the ball game, by the way.
And his confidence
for Washington.
Gary, his confidence is growing, throwing the ball and running it. I mean, Eric Allen's going to give him a little chip here on the shoulder to push him out, but he had it enough for the first down.
10-yard scramble, 44-yard line. A minute 11 left. Now, you talk about being competitive. He went up. They're still fighting for the ball, but Howard came down with it. That's an 18-yard pickup on the play.
I'll tell you, maybe you're seeing the emergence of Desmond Howard, too. I mean, this is a great catch at a time when they need it. I mean, this is a guy that's not performed well in 3 years, but tonight he's made a couple of big catches. Catches that have gotten them a touchdown or close to a touchdown in the first half and kept this drive alive here in the second half.
Well, maybe this is his coming out party, as Mark McMillan defending but could not get the ball away from the former Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, that's what the coaches were saying about Desmond Howard, Gary. They wanted a guy that was more competitive when the ball was in the air, when there was a jump ball. We've seen that twice tonight, that he has gone up. That time he took it away for Mark McMillan. And if he can get, the Redskins can get him going like that, and then use Henry Ellard as well, that passing attack may really come around.
Not to mention how this guy is growing. He's Schuler. First down now at the 38-yard line. In this drive now, Schuler's 3 of 3 for 45 yards. Still with 2 timeouts left. Pressure coming from Fuller, throws, and the catch should have been made. Ellard went up, could not come down. There is a penalty flag, though, in the secondary. Ellard went high, could not hang on. Let's see what the flag's all about.
You're gonna get, I think, Eric Allen for a bump 5 yards downfield.
Illegal contact.
Yeah.
Number 21 defense. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
Automatic first down with 55 seconds left in the game.
This is the new rule, Gary. You can't bump them after that 5-yard area. I mean, you back in rhythm, steps up into the pocket this time. Right before the what should have been a catch was bumped by Allen. You'll see the bump. And I think Eric Allen was squatting a little bit, and he was surprised by Ellard.
First down at the 34. Schuler, blitz coming. Thomas in his face. It's incomplete. Schuler took a real shot that time from number 51, William Thomas, on the blitz.
Yeah, but he just gets right back up. I mean, it was a well-timed blitz by William Thomas. Okay, an all-out blitz by the Eagles. Schuler knows it. He's got the right play. He stumbled a little bit going back. Hung in there in the pocket. I mean, they had one-on-one downfield, and if you're going to blitz and leave your corners like that, you have to get there, and William Thomas did that time.
50 seconds left in the ball game. 2nd and 10. Schuler, Ellard, and Ellard couldn't change direction, come up with it. That'll stop the clock with 47 seconds. That would have been enough for the first down if they'd made the connection at the 20-yard line. It's 3rd down coming up, 3rd and 10.
Plenty of time. Time is not a factor with over 40 seconds remaining in the game. Got the 2 timeouts and 2 downs. So, I mean, everything is still available for him. But this is a down he wants to get at least 8 yards on. He doesn't want to be in 4th and 10.
They need a touchdown. They are 1 of 9 on 3rd down. In motion. Schuler double pumping, going for the corner. The ball's up and intercepted. Greg Jackson had it, and then it got away, but he broke it up anyway. Tremendous play by Jackson. Now, did they give him the interception? I think they did.
I think
it came loose. He had it at the 2, and Greg Jackson, who for 5 years started for the New York Giants, doubled back and made the play that ends the Redskins' hopes.
Yeah, this is the ball that you got to drill a little bit. You got a little too much air on this football, and it gave Greg Jackson a chance to go over and make the play. I mean, he had him open a little bit earlier, Gary, when he was running right behind Mark McMillan. But it was thrown just a pinch late, a little bit too high, and that gave Jackson a chance to get there.
So he did have the ball all the way.
Yeah.
It came loose after he had rolled up. And at the 2-yard line now, the Eagles will try to kill the remaining 40 seconds of this ball game.
Remember what Rich Kotite said to us? If we didn't beat the Redskins tonight, the win over the 49ers last week meant nothing. Diddly.
It was ancient history. Right now, Philadelphia is going to move to 4-1. They're tied with the Cowboys, the top of the NFC East.
But that guy Norv Turner found himself a quarterback, Gary. I mean, Heath Schuler could play quarterback in this NFL and play it well.
Timeout call by Washington. They have 1 left. Look at Schuler. You can just see the pain. So close. But Greg Jackson with quite an athletic move. Picking off the pass, ending the drive at the 2. They changed their safeties this year. A lot of teams seemingly have come into the season with new safeties. This year it's Greg Jackson, Michael Zordich, who came over from the Cardinals. Remember, we've seen several teams, the Giants with new safeties, the Dolphins with new safeties. This free agency's really changed a lot of those secondary roles.
Yeah, think about Bud Carson, though. Any players you seem to give him, he seems to coach them pretty well.
Washington can stop it one more time. One timeout remaining. It's like a little scrum going on out there, a rugby play, as they take another snap. But I tell you what, even though, as you mentioned, the Redskins losing this ball game, the maturation of Schuler, Norm Turner has found out some things about Desmond Howard.
Yeah.
I think he's also found out he has a gritty, determined defensive team.
Yeah. He's not happy about only having one win in the season, though. It's clear. But Norm Turner thinks he's going to be there a long time. He's going to get it done.
They play Arizona in RFK Stadium next week. Buddy Ryan and his troops will come in there. And as we mentioned earlier, the Eagles will be at Dallas next week. So this family feud in the NFC East will continue.
Let's get Richard Dawson involved. You know, this Eagle team, that's going to be a good ball game next week. Eagles and the Cowboys. I mean, they didn't play brilliantly tonight, the Eagles I'm talking about, but that is going to be a good ball game, and they're going to give the Cowboys a heck of a game.
Zeke Bratkowski, who played on those outstanding Vince Lombardi teams. He was a backup to Bart Starr. He's got to be pleased about his offense. He has a lot of running backs he can use in different ways. As they take another snap, and they cannot stop it, as no timeouts remaining for the Redskins. Well, this guy's going to be around a long time. He's Schuler.
It's a process, Gary. A process becoming a big-time quarterback in the NFL. Made some strides, got a long way to go, but I think he's going to get there.
So the Skins will go to 1-5. They've lost 4 in a row, and there's 2 former teammates. They played for the Vols last year in Tennessee. There's no Rocky Top going tonight, or was it Smokey the dog?
Smokey, yeah.
The 2 Vols who played very well tonight. The final, Philadelphia 21, Washington 17. Some final thoughts in just a moment.